It is time to crown a champion in the East Cascades Conference. Glad to be with you, and good afternoon, basketball fans. Welcome to our continuing coverage of the East Cascades Conference Tournament here on MyBasin.com. Coming to you live from Bonanza, Oregon, the home of the Antlers, as the Antlers get ready to take on the Trinity Lutheran Saints. The top seed out of the East Cascades Conference. The Saints are 13-9. The Antlers are 14-11. They split the regular season series. We'll talk about the regular season, how these teams got to this conference championship game. We'll, of course, get ready for starting lineups along with tip-off in just a few minutes. Josh Eldridge here alongside Matt Bowling for the East Cascades Conference Tournament Championship on MyBasin.com.
Parent of a high school athlete, I've given up trying to get pictures of my kid playing sports. It's nearly impossible to take pictures and enjoy the game. There is a solution, though. God's Gifts Photography attends high school sporting events in the Basin to take individual and team action photos at a great price. Search God's Gifts 2 on Facebook to learn more. They'll come and capture your athlete in action, creating those frameable lifelong memories so you can watch and just enjoy the moment. Call 541-281-2206 to get your athlete on their schedule. God's Gifts Photography.
Threads. There are many threads that run through our region. There are churches and schools and Little League teams that bring us together and bind us into communities. There are roads and cars. There are houses and jobs and businesses, all woven together to make the fabric of our communities. There are financial threads that are part of that tapestry as well. For over 80 years, it's been our pleasure to be headquartered here, providing financial services to generations of our friends and neighbors. From that first savings account, to retirement planning, and all of the cars and houses and groceries in between, we keep your money local, investing it back into our communities, adding more threads to the fabric to make our communities stronger. Pacific Crest Federal Credit Union. Find your path.
At MyBasin.com, we bring you the power of local radio,
the pace and reach of social media,
the information of 24-hour news,
and the excitement of local sports.
We do this with a team of radio professionals that is second to none.
Klamath Falls is a community that we love and a place that we are proud to call home.
Klamath Falls deserves a media group that is as committed to you as you are to Klamath Falls.
MyBasin.com is your go-to place for news,
sports, events, and everything going on at home in Klamath Falls.
Welcome back to the East Cascades Conference Tournament Championship on MyBasin.com. Coming to you from Bonanza, Oregon today as the Antlers host the conference championship. Although they are the 3 seed coming into today, they will face top-seeded Trinity Lutheran. Let's talk about the season that Trinity Lutheran has had to this point. 13-9 overall. They're 8-2 in conference play. Now, one of those losses was against Bonanza back on January 17th, a game that was right here on this very floor, a game that the Antlers won 55-44. But recent history shows that Trinity Lutheran has been unbeatable, at least in their last 5 games. Carrying a 5-game winning streak dating back to January 31st. They defeated everybody in their league once. Oak Ridge, Lowell, Culver, and the final regular season game was in Bend against Bonanza, and they won that one 44-40. And that's how they were able to earn a first-round bye in the conference tournament as the top seed. They got to sit back and watch as Lost River and Bonanza duked it out back on Thursday in Merrill. The Antlers wound up winning that game 34-28. But before that, they had lost back-to-back games, including that one against Trinity Lutheran. The Antlers are 6-4. They are the 3 seed coming into this event. And looks like we're getting some all-conference selections here at Bonanza, getting recognized. We'll see if we can tune in to the athletic director here tonight, Josh Crawford, and see if we can listen in on these all-league selections.
I know this one's here from Trinity Lutheran, Kira Smith. You get to be the first one that goes to the center. From Bonanza, Brisa Garcia. From Lowell, Jada Cantrell. From Lost River, Zuli Kobian. These are your honorable mention East Cascade League lady basketball players. Let's give another round of applause. Now for our second team, Trinity Lutheran, Mariah Smith, and I'm sure I got that wrong. Also from Trinity Lutheran, Aubrey Wiesner. From Bonanza, Grace Ness. From Lowell, Hazel Gardner. From Lowell, Cheyenne McNamee. And from Lost River, Mackenzie Dalton. These are the second team East Cascade lady basketball players. Let's give them another round of applause. We're going to do it a little different. I'm going to go to the coach of the year, and then we'll come back to first team. The coach of the year this year, from Trinity Lutheran, Irish Amanda. Congratulations, coach. Now for our ladies' first team, from Trinity Lutheran, Brooklyn Hughesners. I'm sure I said it wrong, I'm sorry. From Lost River, Avery Turner. No, Avery, you don't have to take your shoes off, just don't scuff up my floor, please. And from Bonanza, Maggie Ackley. From Colmer, Danielle Correa. From Bonanza, Mary Schooler. And lastly, but definitely not least, also the player of the year from Trinity Lutheran, Ella Prelaw. You get a bunch of stuff. Here are our first team All-League East Conference ladies. Let's give them a round of applause. One more. Don't drop it, Ella. And now at this time, please rise and remove your caps as we honor our great nation with our singing of the national anthem by our very own Elena Heidrich.
Wait, all I do is wait. So lonely, I just sigh and moan. Seems like I've been waiting forever, wondering if you're coming home. I just saw your face, I know you're coming home. I swear there is no place that feels as good as home. And then I heard your voice, I know you're coming home. I know you're coming home.
This is where unconditional love and immeasurable happiness reside. This is home. Coltwell Banker, where home begins.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need. to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
Introducing Smith Bates Marcom Solutions, your trusted partner in marketing and communication. We specialize in crafting compelling campaigns, eye-catching graphics, and impactful branding materials.
Smith Bates is like working with dependable friends. They always help us build our professional image.
Through the innovative strategies that the team at Smith Bates suggested, we've been able to give the brand at Calor the boost that it desperately needed.
Unlock your potential with Smith Bates Marcom Solutions.
And we welcome you back to the East Cascades Conference Tournament Championship here on mybasin.com. My name is Josh Eldridge, joined by Matt Bowling. We are just about ready to meet our starting lineups. We'll start with the designated visitors tonight, the third seed, the Bonanza Lady Antlers, starting a 5'5 junior, number 1, Breeza Garcia. A 5'10 junior, number 13, Maggie Ackley. A 5'7 senior, number 11, Haley Werleski. A 5'3 senior, number 2, Grace Ness. And along with number 20, a 5'3 senior, Mary Schooler. The Antlers are coached by Mr. Ray Struve. He's assisted by Arthur Ochoa and Richard Otto. And now the starting lineup for the Trinity Lutheran Saints. A senior, number 2, Maria Smith. A sophomore, number 10, Kiera Smith. A senior, number 1, a junior number 1, Brooklyn Huners. And number 15, a junior, Ella Prelog, along with senior number 11, Aubrey Weisner. The Trinity Lutheran Saints are coached by the Conference Coach of the Year, Irish Melandon. He's assisted by Bree Caldwell and Ellie Kent. Should be a grade 1 in store for you this afternoon. The Antlers staving off elimination back on a Thursday with a lot of heart, a lot of guts against Lost River. Now running into a team that's only lost twice in league play, once to the Antlers and once to those Raiders. It's going to be Ackley along with Weisner in the circle. Our official Todd Andrus up with the tip. It's going to be the Antlers who start with our first possession today. Schooler gives a pass up to Grace Ness. She races to the wing. Ness bounces it underneath to Garcia. Garcia back outside to Werleski. Now Ness has it, trying to get it inside to Garcia. The Antlers lose it for a moment, and eventually the Saints come away with the ball. Trinity Lutheran, of course, in their white uniforms as the home team today, the top seed in the league. With it now on the far side, the Saints have it with Smith. Smith trying to get a pass to Prelog. She can't corral it. Ackley breaking away for 2. She leaves the lay-in short. The rebound is picked up by Weisner. She'll give it up. Crossing into the front court. That is Huners. Huners kicks it near side to Prelog. Prelog drives the right side, takes a screen, fakes a pass outside, throws a hook shot off the glass that won't go, gets her own miss, goes back up with it, and gets fouled. So Ella Prelog will head to the line. The junior was just named Conference Player of the Year. And you look at her stats, it's obviously no surprise. Earlier in the season, Trinity Lutheran playing for a non-conference tournament championship in back-to-back games, the semifinals and the championship game, scoring 25 points back-to-back outings. Now, that was in the very beginning of the season. She's had time to build on that. She missed her first free throw, and the second one on the way. That one is good, and that is how we get our first points of the afternoon. Trinity Lutheran up 1-0, 7 minutes to go in the first. Grace Ness has it on the far sideline. Ness spins around, brings it top of the key, and travels. Saints get the ball back. They'll inbound in front of their sideline. Inbound pass goes to Huners. She's guarded there by Garcia in the backcourt. Huners brings it along the far side, trying to get past Breeza, but she tips it out of bounds, and the possession will stay with Trinity Lutheran. It'll be Huners to inbound. Looks for Prelog in the corner and finds her. Guarded there by Werleski. Tries to drive baseline with it. Kicks the pass out, but not before she steps out. Antlers interior defense forcing a turnover there as Grace Ness will inbound. The Saints broken out of press here early. 6.5 to go in the first quarter. And Trinity Lutheran up 2-0. Pardon me. Grace Ness tries a triple for a lead, well short, and it goes out of bounds. The Saints take it. So Weisner to inbound for Trinity Lutheran. And got to have a player tie their shoes, always important. First of two today between the Antlers and the Saints. Of course, after this one is concluded, we'll have a fairly substantial intermission between games today. About half hour, at least that's the goal. But later on tonight, scheduled for 4, the Antler boys take on the Saints for the Boys Conference Tournament Championship. Dribbling inside is Prelog. She tries to spin around Ackley. Fires a shot off the glass that won't go. The rebound falls into the hands of Huners. Tries to kick it out to Smith. And the Saints maintain possession. Here's Prelog with it between the circles. Prelog guarded by Ackley. Tries to drive inside. Picked up there by Werleski. And again, Prelog stepped out. Official thought it might have been a foul. Oh, no, he is going to call a foul. Thought that he pointed that she had stepped out. Instead, it will be a foul against Werleski. That's the team's second. 5:58 to go in the opening quarter. And the Saints lead by 2. Inbound pass comes to Smith. Smith dribbling in front of Ness. Terminates. Kicks it outside to Weisner. Weisner tries a long 2. Hits the front of the rim. And Garcia comes down with the board. Ahead to Grace Ness, has some room on the far sideline, finds Ackley in space by herself. She can't receive the pass cleanly, and another turnover for the Antlers. Here's Weisner giving it up to Huners. Huners switches to a left-hand dribble by Garcia. Free lane to the cup, she scores. The all-conference first-teamer builds her team's lead up to 4 with 5:21 to go in the first. Here's Grace Ness bouncing a pass to Schooler. She has trouble with it, and the Antlers go over and back. Suffocating defense played so far by Trinity Lutheran, not letting the Antlers get anything easy. And let's see, we got a whistle. I think it's for the sub. Grace Ness is going to check out. Vashti Arata checks in for the Antlers. And the Saints to inbound. Goes to Huners in the backcourt. Huners skips a pass near side to Prelog. Prelog tries to take a screen right. Dumps it underneath to Weisner. Weisner on the block, has it poked free. A loose ball, scuffled for and won by Huners. Saints keep it on the far side wing. Now to the hands of Prelog. Oh, pardon me, it's Huners. And she steps out. Well, the Bonanza Antlers doing a good job of clogging up the paint here early. It's the second time now that a Saint has tried to go baseline and stepped out of bounds. Schooler, though, having trouble getting the ball up into the front court. Finally, she does. Takes it all the way to the baseline and then kicks it out to Ackley. Ackley gives it back up to Schooler. Guarded there by Smith. Trying to get by her. Rolls a pass outside to Garcia for the mid-range jumper. It's too much. And a foul underneath. This one is against the Antlers. Charge the foul to Mary Schooler. I believe that'll be her first, the team's third. Bonanza trails 4-0 against Trinity Lutheran. 4:33 to go in the first. And the Saints make a couple of subs. We'll see Rocky Berger check in along with Abby McFadden. Antlers not too much pressure given to the Saints up the floor as Huners jogs up into the front court. Met there by Garcia. Gives the pass up to Berger. Berger, screen right, brings it top of the key, guarded beyond the arc by Garcia, tried to reach in on her. Instead, Berger drives, lost the pass underneath to McFadden, and she will score. And the Saints lead 6-0, 4:10 to go in the first. Here's Vashti Arata, lofting a pass ahead to Schooler. It's intercepted. Trinity Lutheran led by Ella Prelog. She is going to charge through the defender. Another example of good interior defense for Bonanza, but they still find themselves down 6 halfway through the first. Schooler inbounds to Ackley. Ackley has some room on the near sideline, bounces a pass ahead to Orleski, but it's ripped away by Smith. And then a double dribble committed by Trinity Lutheran. So the Antlers bailed out there after turning it over in transition. They'll keep the basketball with 3:55 to go in the first. We're going to have a sub in for Bonanza. Grace Ness will check in for Mary Schooler, and for Trinity Lutheran, I believe that is Olivia Bryan, and she will come in for, I want to say Smith, who head to the bench. And so it'll be Grace Ness to inbound. She'll get it quickly to Orleski on the block. Tries to go up, immediately blocked by Bryan. Antlers maintain possession. Ackley out for a triple, back iron. The rebound that time for sure picked up by Bryan. The Saints trying to get out in transition. Prelog has it on the far side. Gives it up to Huners. Huners guarded by Garcia. Goes baseline. Met there by Werleski. Gives it up to Bryan. She tries to use the glass. Won't score. The putback offline by McFadden, and a tie-up. Possession will favor Trinity Lutheran. And so Prelog will inbound, and Abby Hill gets ready to check in for the Antlers. Werleski heads to the bench. 3:31 to go. The Antlers still scoreless. Inbound pass goes to Huners. She feeds Bryan. Now in the corner to Prelog. She'll try a triple. It's too strong. Rebound picked up by McFadden. She has it in the near corner. Bounce to Huners. Huners whips it around into the hands of Berger. Berger guarded by Ness beyond the arc. 4 seconds to shoot. Here's McFadden from the elbow. Dumps it underneath to Bryan. Her shot won't hit the iron. It's a shot clock violation. And it'll be Antlers' ball with 3:10 to go in the first. Hit the side of the backboard, hit the front of the glass on that possession, but neither timed the rim, and so the shot clock won't reset. Antlers get it after a good defensive possession. Here's Grace Ness leading the charge for Bonanza. Has it between the circles, drives inside the paint on the right side. She will travel, trying to get the pass outside to Vashti Arata. Couple of subs in for Trinity Lutheran. We'll see Aubrey Weisner along with, actually that's it. She'll just sub in for McFadden. And she'll inbound to Brooklyn Huners, the junior, guarded by Garcia. Lofts the pass to Bryan. Bryan on the elbow, kicks it outside to Berger. Berger lofting it down underneath to Weisner. She puts it on the deck, up with the shot from the mid-range, no. Huners collects the rebound, but she's standing out of bounds. And the Antlers, again, regain possession. Still 6-0 our score. 2:42 to go in the first. Vashti Arata to inbound for Bonanza. She'll try to get it to Ackley, but it's tipped out of bounds by Huners. Quick hands on the inbound defense by Brooklyn Huners. Antlers will try again. Arata looking for Garcia. That again rolls off of Huners out of bounds. That time, though, off her foot. Substitution in for Bonanza. Mary Schooler checks in for Vashti Arata, and they're going to let Schooler inbound. And now the assignment to guard the inbound pass is on Rocky Berger. They find Grace Ness. She takes a screen, gets into the front court, feeds Garcia, cutting to the rip, and the Antlers score. Breeza Garcia with the Antlers' first points. They now trail by 4, 2.5 to go in the first quarter. Here's Berger. Berger switches to a left-hand dribble, guarded well beyond the arc by Schooler. Tries to find Huners, and she will tip it out of bounds. Credit Breeza Garcia with the good defense there, making it hard to get the pass to Huners. Had to pass it high to her, and she couldn't corral it, resulting in the turnover. The Antlers have it now. Schooler will bring it into the front court. Passes it ahead to Grace Ness. Ness, head of the key, now to the hands of Hill on the elbow. Here's Schooler. She thought about a triple, gets some room on the right side, up with the shot, she's fouled. We'll see if they charge it to Prelog or the other Saint who is defending her. Now they'll give it to Prelog. That is her first and the team's second. It also results in free throws for Mary Schooler, where the Antlers were at the line plenty back on Thursday. It wasn't until 1 minute left to go in the third quarter that the Antlers actually made a free throw. They hung around in that game against Lost River purely based on their free throw shooting. This time, Schooler misses the first look. As a team, this unit only shoots about 57% from the line as Schooler looks to split her trip, and she does. Antlers have split the Trinity Lutheran lead in half. It is 6-3 with 2 minutes to go in the first, and, well, they left McAllister all alone on the other side. She scored with ease, and now the score 8-3, a minute 54. Here's Grace Ness. Ness has it poked free by Huners, and the Saints get it back. Pass ahead to Berger. She races in. Met at the cup by Hill. The shot is wild off the glass and out of bounds. It was last touched by Abby Hill, though. And so the Trinity Lutheran Saints will maintain possession. It'll be Huners to inbound, quickly to Weisner on the block. A high-arcing shot, rolls around the cup and out. Grace Ness cleans up the miss. A minute 34 to go in the first. The Antlers trail by 5. Here's Schooler driving inside on the right, off the glass. Mary Schooler, a tough bucket is good. Bonanza back within 3, a minute 20 to go in the first. Here's Berger on the far side. Guarded by Schooler, gets the pass to Bryan. Bryan dumps it underneath to Huners, guarded there by Garcia. Tough shot is up, no good. The rebound offline again by Trinity Lutheran, and Bonanza cleans up the miss. They've got numbers if they take it. Schooler trying to race in, and eventually will give the Saints time to reset on defense. Here's Grace Ness with it on the far side. Ness takes a screen right, gives it up to Schooler, head fakes a 3, drives in and loses it. Huners rips it away from her, and the Saints get it back. Pass in the front court to Berger. She feeds it outside to McAllister, now in front to Huners. Huners tries a long 3, it's good. Score 11-5, 2 seconds separate shot and game clock for the Antlers. Schooler dribbles head of the key, now in the paint, spins around, kicks it outside to Ness. She'll try a triple, too strong. Rebound is picked up by Berger, and now 25 seconds to go in the first. The Saints could take the last possession if they choose. They lead by 6. Huners takes a screen right, met there by Schooler, dumps it underneath to Weisner. Weisner guarded by Ackley, loses the dribble out of bounds, and with 11 seconds to go in the first, Bonanza reclaims possession. Antlers haven't been particularly aggressive in these situations where they could take a final shot, and this time Ackley is fouled trying to race up the floor. So now 1 second came off the game clock. It's 10 seconds now, and we'll have just one sub in for Trinity Lutheran as Abby McFadden checks in for Aubrey Weisner. Schooler to inbound. And she'll look for Hill in the backcourt. The pass intercepted by Bryan. 8 seconds now. Bryan passes into no man's land. It goes out of bounds with 5 seconds remaining in the first. Again, the Antlers gifted with possession. See if they can finally take this shot. Schooler to inbound. They look to find Ackley. It is tipped out of bounds once more by Trinity Lutheran. They have been hawks on these inbound passes so far. Schooler inbounds to Hill, and the Antlers, Ness, will not get a shot off at the horn. We will head to the second quarter with Trinity Lutheran in front of Bonanza, 11-5 in the East Cascades Conference Championship on mybasin.com. Eleven to 5 our score after one quarter. Trinity Lutheran leads Bonanza in the East Cascades Conference Championship game. Brooklyn Huners pacing the bunch for the Saints right now with 5. For Bonanza, it is Mary Schooler with 3.
I think the Antlers just have to cut down on the turnovers. There have been plenty of them on both sides. If the Antlers can clean it up a little bit and also shore up the defense a little, you've had a couple breakdowns, they can get right back in this game.
Yeah, certainly not out of it yet. This team has been down before, but they certainly never feel out. And again, Thursday, it's a great example of a team that was trailing by 11, I believe, going into the fourth quarter. They'd only made 2 field goals to that point, and they still gutted out a win, outscoring Lost River 24-9 in that fourth period. Like I say, this team is never out, but here in a conference championship game, you got to stay close. Here's Grace Ness as the Antlers start the second quarter with possession. Ness is going to bounce it to Schooler. She's going to take a screen right. Schooler gets around the defender, up with the shot. She's fouled. Mary Schooler heading to the line for two. We've talked plenty about some of the Trinity Lutheran players who earned all-league recognition before tip-off tonight. How about Mary Schooler in her senior season, earning first-team all-conference honors? She's got 3 points already. Here's her first free throw. It's good. That makes her 2 for 3 from the line during this game, and she's got one more. Second free throw is also good for Mary Schooler. It's 11-7 with 7:46 to go in the second quarter. Bonanza trailing Trinity Lutheran. Here's Prelog. Prelog tries to go baseline. She's going to travel around Grace Ness. Great defense by Grace Ness, getting to her spot and forcing Prelog into a travel. Inbound pass goes to Maggie Ackley. She has to battle through two defenders just to get the ball up the floor. Bounces it ahead to Grace Ness. Ness puts it on the deck around her defender, brings it into the near corner and back out beyond the arc. Here's Garcia. Garcia on the right block. Fadeaway jumper is no good. And the rebound battled for and won by Smith, but she travels. Bonanza now has the ball in the front court. They'll inbound with a full shot clock, trailing by 4. Schooler looking to inbound. Could try to find Ness, top of the key, and does. Ness sets her feet for a triple around the rim and out. And the rebound is picked up by McFadden. She gives it up to Huners, who crosses into the front court. Huners passes to Smith. Smith tries to go baseline with it, but again she steps out. That's the 4th or 5th time that Trinity Lutheran has been forced out of bounds on a baseline drive. Schooler to inbound. Good defense being played by the Saints on these inbound passes, but eventually Ness picks it up. Ness takes it on the left wing, gives it up to Ackley. Ackley around her defender to the cup, she scores! Maggie Ackley, her first 2 points of the game, trim it to a 2-point difference between Trinity Lutheran and Bonanza. Saints in front, 6:46 to go in the first half. On the drive, Huners is fouled.
And here we go, Josh. Multiple Trinity Lutheran turnovers in the first minute. Bonanza able to capitalize, get this back to a one-possession game.
Saints will still have possession coming out of this break. Catch and shoot triple from Ella Prelog is off the mark. The rebound is picked up by Ness. The Antlers have numbers in transition. Ackley takes the pass into the corner, gives it up to Schooler for a triple. Oh, just in and out. Breeza Garcia for the putback. 4 points for her, and we're tied at 11. 6.5 to go in the second quarter. Smith tries to answer and does with a mid-range jumper for the Saints. Timeout is called by Trinity Lutheran, and we'll take it. 6:21 to go in the second quarter. Trinity Lutheran in front of Bonanza 13-11. We'll be back on mybasin.com.
Basin.com, we bring you the power of local radio,
The pace and reach of social media,
the information of 24-hour news,
and the excitement of local sports.
We do this with a team of radio professionals that is second to none.
Klamath Falls is a community that we love and a place that we are proud to call home.
Klamath Falls deserves a media group that is as committed to you as you are to Klamath Falls.
mybasin.com is your go-to place for news,
sports, events, and everything going on at home in Klamath Falls.
Josh Eldridge and Matt Bowling back with you. The East Cascades Conference Tournament Championship continues on mybasin.com. Right now, Trinity Lutheran leads Bonanza 13-11. Want to welcome back a former Oregon Tech Hustlin' Owl to the gym today, Miss Ellie Kent, an assistant for Trinity Lutheran. She was on the Oregon Tech Owls a season ago when Tech made the national tournament round of 32. Ellie Kent actually played in both of those games in the NAIA National Tournament as well. So welcome back to the Klamath Basin, Miss Ellie Kent.
Josh, this is the second year in a row that Bonanza and Trinity Lutheran have met in the postseason. Last year, it was in the third place game of the 1A Mountain Valley League. Both of those schools, along with Lost River, moved up to 2A this season.
Grace Ness feeds Garcia with a beautiful pass, and again Garcia ties us up at 13. 6:10 to go in the first half. The Saints looking to respond. Pass comes near side to Smith, takes a screen top of the key, gives it up to Prelog. Prelog has a screen. She'll try another triple. That time can't hit. The rebound is picked up by Ness. Ness along the far sideline. Dribbles up to the arc, stops there, finds Schooler close to the rim, around the defender, off the glass and in! Bonanza with their first lead of the afternoon, 15-13, 5:43 to go in the second quarter. McFadden scores on a defensive breakdown from Bonanza. They re-tie us up at 15. Antlers, led by Vashti Arata. She goes up with the shot, loses it on her way up. Out of bounds it goes. And Trinity Lutheran will get possession. It's going to be Aubrey Weisner checking in for the Saints. To the bench goes McFadden. Smith walks it across the timeline for Trinity Lutheran. Now down underneath to Weisner. Weisner loses it, and she travels, picking it back up. Didn't know if she had possession totally, but the near side official clearly saw it, and he calls a travel. Mary Schooler to inbound. She looks for Ackley, and here comes Maggie Ackley along the near sideline. Ahead to Ness. Ness, guarded by Prelog in the corner, gets it to Schooler. Schooler outside to Ness once more. Ness, a step back triple is good! First points of the game for the senior, Grace Ness, and the Antlers in front by 3 with 5 minutes to go in the first half. Ahead are the Saints, led by Kiera Smith. She has it, trying to get inside. Up with a mid-range shot, it's good. Antlers trying to respond quickly, and there's Breeza Garcia for the easy 2. Antlers back out in front by 3, and again, Coach Melandon calls time. This is the East Cascades Conference Tournament Championship. Bonanza leads 20-17 with 4.5 to go on mybasin.com.
Drive play an important part of our everyday. Whether we're going to work, dropping off the kids at school, or maybe even on that first date. Vehicles we drive play an important role in all of that. And that's why at Klamath Falls Subaru, we are so passionate about getting you the long-lasting vehicle that you will love. When you come to our store, you'll find that every department is dedicated to caring for our customers, which is why I can proudly send anyone here knowing that they will be treated like family. Stop by and say hi. When you come to Klamath Falls Subaru, you're coming home.
Teams trading blows here in the second quarter with 4:39 remaining. It's Bonanza who leads 20-17.
Antlers doing really well in transition so far, Josh. If I'm Bonanza, I'm looking to create more of those fast break situations.
Yeah, you're certainly right. Here's Trinity Lutheran with the ball. Bryan has it on the elbow, kicks it outside to Smith. Smith tries to go baseline with it, guarded tightly by Ness, whips a pass to Prelog, jab step left, drives right down Main Street off the glass. She can't finish. Rebound ripped away by Breeza Garcia, and she feeds Schooler. Great rebound by Garcia. Schooler ahead to Ackley. Ackley bounces it back to Schooler. A loose ball is picked up by Grace Ness. Ness underneath to Garcia. She's got it on the block. Now over to Schooler. Schooler, a free throw line jumper is off the mark. Rebound picked up by Prelog. Ella Prelog jogging across the half-court stripe, stops a few steps beyond the arc. She's going to pull from way downtown. It rims out. The rebound picked up by the Saints. The putback not there, out of the hands of Weisner. Ball eventually rolls around out of bounds. Possession will stay with Trinity Lutheran, as they have Brooklyn Huners checking in. And to the bench goes Maria Smith. Timeout on the floor will take it. 3:42 to go in the second quarter. Our score still 20-17 in favor of Bonanza on mybasin.com. (20-17) our score in the second quarter. Just a few more minutes remaining as Bonanza up 20-17.
I mentioned earlier, Josh, these teams met last year in the third place game of the 1A Mountain Valley League tournament. Bonanza won that game 45-41 to clinch the final auto bid for that league into the 1A playoffs. Trinity Lutheran ended up being the first team out of the 1A playoff field. Now, both of these teams, by way of advancing to the title game this year, have clinched a bid to the 2A playoffs, so stakes not quite as high in this one, but you have to think Trinity Lutheran would like a little revenge.
Stakes maybe not quite as high, but home court advantage in the first round of the playoffs still on the line today for the eventual conference champion. The Antlers, an opportunity in transition. Maggie Ackley can't score in transition. Left it hanging on the rim. It rolled out of bounds. The Antlers will keep possession, and they will inbound at the baseline. Grace Ness to have the honors. Ness looks for Arata in the corner. Arata passes it to Schooler. She drives right down the middle. Mary Schooler up with the shot. Out of bounds it goes. Apparently last touched by Schooler. It'll go to the Saints, as they take possession. 3:23 to go in the first half. Trinity Lutheran trails by 3. Pass goes to Bryan on the elbow. She fields a light double team, looks behind her and finds Weisner all alone. She can't score. Weisner now picked up by Ness. Pass goes to Bryan. One step to the cup. Bryan's shot high off the glass is no good, and Mary Schooler comes away with the rebound. Pass to Arata. Outlet to Ness. Ness kicks it to Ackley. Back outside to Garcia. Here's Schooler straight away for 3. It's an air ball. It goes out of bounds, and the Saints get possession.
No, he's changed the call.
They're going to say that it was tipped out and that the Antlers get possession back. We're going to have a sub in for Trinity Lutheran. Abby McFadden will check in. And to the bench goes Olivia Bryan. Ness to inbound. Looks beyond the arc to Schooler. She thought about a triple, then drives in. Past 3 defenders off the glass, no. And the rebound picked up by the Saints. It's Weisner with it. She'll give it up to Smith. Smith now into the front court, kicks it near side to Prelog. Prelog around one defender, met in the paint by Arata. Her layup left short. Rebound battled for, and Schooler comes away with it. Tries to pass to Arata, intercepted by Prelog. Her shot's no good, and the Saints get it back. How about another Prelog 3? This time she cashes in. Ties us up at 20. 2:20 to go in the first half. Vashti Arata with it. Arata spins around her defender to get into the front court, loses the dribble, but recollects in the corner. Arata looking for an open player. She'll opt for Schooler. Wasn't exactly open, and the Antlers turn it over. Prelog now into the front court, gives it up to Huners. Huners turns on the Jets, drives right. She's going to step back. Actually, she'll travel. A minute 57 to go in our opening half as Mary Schooler heads to the bench. Haley Werleski checks in for Bonanza. And I believe Kaylin Starling has checked in for Trinity Lutheran as well. Grace Ness along the near sideline, gets by one defender, brings it into the corner, stopped there. Now top of the key, takes 2 screens, then feeds Ackley. Ackley goes baseline, her shot is blocked. The Antlers came away with it for a moment, but it's Ella Prelog who prevails. Prelog driving in by Ness, and a blocking foul against Grace Ness. Gonna say she must not have had her feet set. I think she might have thrown her hip out a little bit too to incur that blocking foul. Ella Prelog will head to the line. She's already got 2 makes from the penalty stripe today. She's got 5 points total, looking to break our tie, 20 all. First is good. Second one on the way for Prelog. The junior makes both of them. She's got 7 points in the game, and her team leads by 2. Ball tipped out of bounds by Weisner, and so the Antlers will keep possession with 1:33 to go in the first half. They trail by 2. A substitution. Alea McAllister checks in for Weisner. And here we go. It's Arata to inbound. She's looking for Werleski instead. Looks ahead to Garcia. The pass finds its way into the hands of Ness. Ness on a breakaway lay-in, she scores. Tied up at 22 with 1:24 to go in the first half. Prelog on the near wing. Gives it up to Huners. Huners guarded by Garcia. Takes a screen. Gives it up to Starling on the far side. Starling takes a screen right herself. Still guarded by Ness. Now to the hands of Prelog. Prelog steps back well beyond the arc. This time the triple's too strong. A long rebound finds its way to Brisa Garcia. She bounces ahead to Ness. Ness, left-handed dribble, thought about driving. She's jumped by Huners, gets by her, then passes to Ackley. Ackley skips the pass to Orleski, off the glass, no good, and the rebound picked up by Prelog. Ahead to Huners. Huners gives it to McAllister for the mid-range, that's no good, and a rebound. It's going to be a loose ball foul, trying to go for the rebound for Trinity Lutheran. Charge it to McAllister. That'll be her third and the second for the team. With 36 seconds to go in the second, both teams have 2 fouls. Maggie Ackley gives it up to Grace Ness. Ness steps back, again to Ackley on the wing. Ackley has her shot rejected by McAllister, but she gets the loose ball back. Ackley still with it. Fires a pass across the court to Arata. She drives baseline to Garcia. Out to Ness for a triple. No good. Air ball out of bounds. Possession goes to the Saints. With 14 seconds remaining in the first half, we're tied at 22. Huners up the floor, guarded by Garcia at half court. Huners, she'll feed McFadden. McFadden looking underneath. The pass tipped away to the hands of the Antlers. 5 seconds to go, now 4. Werleski with it. Pass ahead to Ackley. She can't get the shot off. So we will head to the locker rooms. Tied at 22. We'll break down some of our halftime stats, take a look at both of these teams. Also, the game we still have yet to be played tonight between the Antler boys and the Trinity Lutheran boys. All that is coming up next as we continue your coverage of the East Cascades Conference Tournament Championship on mybasin.com.
Parent of a high school athlete, I've given up trying to get pictures of my kid playing sports. It's nearly impossible to take pictures and enjoy the game. There is a solution though. God's Gifts Photography attends high school sporting events in the Basin to take individual and team action photos at a great price. Search God's Gifts 2 on Facebook to learn more. They'll come and capture your athlete in action, creating those frameable lifelong memories so you can watch and just enjoy the moment. Call 541-281-2206 to get your athlete on their schedule. God's Gifts Photography.
Threads. There are many threads that run through our region. There are churches and schools and Little League teams that bring us together and bind us into communities. There are roads and cars. There are houses and jobs and businesses, all woven together to make the fabric of our communities. There are financial threads that are part of that tapestry as well. For over 80 years, it's been our pleasure to be headquartered here, providing financial services to generations of our friends and neighbors. From that first savings account to retirement planning and all of the cars and houses and groceries in between, we keep your money local, investing it back into our communities, adding more threads to the fabric to make our communities stronger. Pacific Crest Federal Credit Union. Find your path.
At mybasin.com, we bring you the power of local radio,
The pace and reach of social media,
the information of 24-hour news,
and the excitement of local sports.
We do this with a team of radio professionals that is second to none.
Klamath Falls is a community that we love and a place that we are proud to call home.
Klamath Falls deserves a media group that is as committed to you as you are to Klamath Falls.
mybasin.com is your go-to place for news,
sports, events, and everything going on at home in Klamath Falls.
Halfway to a champion here at Bonanza. In the East Cascades Conference Tournament Championship, we are tied at 22 between the Trinity Lutheran Saints and the Bonanza Antlers. Let's go ahead and run down the leading scorers for you, and we'll start with the designated home team, the Trinity Lutheran Saints, who are led right now by Ella Prelog with 7 points. Brooklyn Huners has 4 for Abby McFadden and 2 each for Kiara Smith, Alea McAllister, and Maria Smith, your scorers for Trinity Lutheran. For Bonanza, they are paced right now by Brisa Garcia with 8, Mary Schooler has 7, 5 from Grace Ness, and 2 from Maggie Ackley. Your scorers right now for Bonanza. Bonanza got off to a slow start offensively, but Matt, you mentioned it in the second quarter somewhere in there that once they're able to get out in transition, move the ball up the floor a little bit more fluidly, this offense started putting points up, and we're tied at halftime.
Yeah, that has been the key for Bonanza. Those transition buckets have really been about the only thing that they've been able to get consistently. The outside shots aren't really falling quite as much. And again, I think it comes down to just turnovers. Both teams really have to cut down on the turnovers. But if Bonanza can continue to generate things in transition, I give them the edge in the second half.
Yeah, not only that, but, I mean, their defense has forced a lot of the turnovers for Trinity Lutheran. I'd say on the flip side, a lot of the Bonanza turnovers are self-inflicted. And so if you can certainly try to clean those up, they've got a good chance at being the first ever East Cascades Conference Tournament champions. Now, we talked a little bit in the first half about what's at stake here. Both of these teams already have automatic bids to the 16-team 2A OSAA state playoff. What we're deciding here is not only who's the conference champion, but who gets home court advantage in that first round of the playoffs and who will likely be the number 8 seed in the state playoffs. Neither of these teams are ranked inside the top 10. Neither of them are ranked inside the top 15. And so this is the only lane to a home game in the state playoffs, the ever-important home court advantage in the state tournament.
Yeah, Trinity Lutheran currently number 19 in the OSAA 2A computer rankings. Bonanza, number 22. Either one of these teams is going to be facing a tough draw based on the base compared to where they're ranked, at least in the opening round of the playoffs. But being able to get home court advantage would certainly be helpful.
Well, the Bonanza Antler boys are also going to be battling potentially for home court advantage. Their seeding a little bit more favorable than the Bonanza girls are, but they will be taking on Trinity Lutheran on the boys' side in just, about 4 o'clock, so a little over an hour is when it's scheduled to start. We should be fairly on time for that one for the boys' East Cascades Conference Tournament Championship. And for the Bonanza guys who have been pretty lethal on offense all throughout the season, the Saints have found a way to get the best of Bonanza twice during the regular season.
Yeah, we talked to head coach Campbell Ness on our radio show, Ballin' in the Basin, this Wednesday, and I brought it up to him. Trinity Lutheran has been these guys' kryptonite, beat them 67-51 on January 17th, 87-49 last week. Now, those are the 2 lowest scoring outputs of the season for the Antlers.
That game's scheduled to start at 4 o'clock. Still a second half of action to go for the Girls Conference Championship game, as at halftime we are tied up at 22. We're going to step aside here one more time at halftime. When we come back, we'll square you up, get ready for the third quarter. This is the East Cascades Conference Championship game, and you've got it live on mybasin.com.
This is where unconditional love and immeasurable happiness reside. This is home. Coltwell Banker, where home begins.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
Introducing Smith Bates Marcom Solutions, your trusted partner in marketing and communication. We specialize in crafting compelling campaigns, eye-catching graphics, and impactful branding materials.
Smith Bates is like working with dependable friends. They always help us build our professional image.
Through the innovative strategies that the team at Smith Bates suggested, we've been able to give the brand at Calor the boost that it desperately needed.
Unlock your potential with Smith Bates Marcom Solutions.
Josh Eldridge and Matt Bowling back with you for the East Cascades Conference Tournament Championship here on mybasin.com as we get close to the start of the third quarter. We are tied at 22-all between the Bonanza Antlers, the third seed here in the tournament, and the top-seeded Trinity Lutheran Saints. Want to welcome everybody in who's listening up north on 97 from Trinity Lutheran High School. Appreciate all the Saints fans tuning in this afternoon here on mybasin.com. And again, we will have coverage of the boys' game to follow right about 4 o'clock. Still second half action lay in front of us in this one. Trinity Lutheran last won their conference championship, the Mountain Valley League 1A, back in 2022. It's been at least a decade since the Bonanza Antlers have claimed a conference tournament championship with head coach Ray Struve.
Yeah, we only have detailed records of league standings dating back to the 2013-14 season. And since there's no banners here in the Antler Gym, we can't look at that and tell you either.
Well, I guess I never really thought of that here with the new gym, that all the antlers are still, or the banners are still in the old gym, I'm sure. I hadn't even thought of that. Yeah, this gym opened for the first time this fall for the volleyball edition of the Antler Classic in October. Hosted the basketball Antler Classic here in December. And now the conference tournament championship in the new year. So 5 on the floor for Bonanza to start the third quarter. It's Maggie Ackley, Breeza Garcia, Haley Werleski, Mary Schooler, and Grace Ness. Out there for Trinity Lutheran, Brooklyn Huners, Maria Smith, Kiera Smith, Aubrey Weisner, and Ella Prelog. It'll be Trinity Lutheran who starts with the ball coming out of the break. Here's Huners. Huners tries to feed Smith underneath. Her shot off the side of the backboard, no good, but Weisner cleans up the miss. Pass intended for Prelog, tipped out of bounds by Maggie Ackley, and so the Saints will maintain possession here. Prelog to inbound. She'll look on the wing to Smith. Smith guarded by Garcia, goes inside the paint, tries to kick it to Huners. She's got some room inside, but her shot off the mark. Rebound picked up by Schooler. Antlers with their first possession here in the second half, looking to break our tie, 22-all, 7.5 to go in the third. Here's Grace Ness. Ness giving it up to Ackley in the corner, bouncing it to Schooler. Schooler trying to get around her defender, kicks it back outside to Ness. Ness gives it up to Werleski at the free throw line, 14 to shoot. Werleski up with the shot, it's blocked. The Antlers keep it. Here's Ackley on the shot, no, and the rebound finally picked up by Weisner. Here come the Saints, led by Huners. She's into the front court. Huners dribbles inside against Garcia, throws up a wild shot that's off the mark, and the rebound, a long one, picked up by Maggie Ackley. She tries to turn on the Jets in transition, loses it in transition. The loose ball picked up by Smith, and a whistle. Charge the foul to Maggie Ackley, and that'll be her third, it looks like. First for Bonanza this period. 6:52 to go. Here's Huners. Huners along the near side, steps back for a right wing triple. It's no good. The rebound is picked up by Weisner. Her putback, no, she doesn't go up for the shot. Passes to Huners, who gets fouled on the shot. So Brooklyn Huners will shoot free throws. The first team all-conference junior for Trinity Lutheran, shooting the first free throws of the second half for the Saints. And the first free throws by someone not named Ella Prelog. She makes her first. That makes the Saints as a team a perfect 5 of 5 at the line so far. 5 of 6 as that one's no good, and Werleski cleans up the rebound. Feeds Ness ahead. She's along the far sideline. Guarded in the backcourt by Huners and gets around her finally. Kicks it to Ackley near side. Ackley back to Ness. A loose ball on the wing. It is a tie-up. Possession favors the Antlers. So Bonanza will inbound to the baseline. 6:21 to go in the third. And a 1-point advantage right now for Trinity Lutheran. And our official there at the scorer's table. I think we've got everything figured out. We're ready to play basketball. Maybe?
They're getting the shot clock sorted out.
They've moved it down to 20 seconds. I think that we are set to go. So 20 seconds on the shot clock, 6:21 on the game clock, and a 1-point difference between the Saints and the Antlers. It's Bonanza who starts with the basketball. Schooler to inbound. She looks for Ness. Ness feeds Ackley top of the key, then to Schooler off a screen on the wing. A triple for Schooler is left short. The rebound is won in the corner by Smith. Gives it up to Huners, and here come the Saints the other way. Huners thought about going left with it. Instead drives right against Garcia. Now a screen left, splits the defense up off the glass. It won't go. Hung on the rim, but too strong. Here come the Antlers in transition. Grace Ness brings it in for a long two off the back iron. Garcia gets the rebound, outside to Ackley, underneath to Garcia again. She'll try to use the glass, can't get it. Werleski on the third chance, she's fouled. Haley Werleski, the senior, heading to the line. It's been quite the season for Haley Werleski. Started mostly as a bench player, coming in for a lot of minutes, frankly, off the Antlers bench, but as the season went on, slowly replaced Vashti Arata in the starting order. She misses her first free throw, but still a chance to tie. She can't convert on the chance to tie, so the score will remain 23-22, 5:38 to go in the third quarter. Here are the Saints, and a long two, fired at and missed by Maria Smith, but the Saints get their own rebound. Pass intended for Huners, tipped away into the hands of Smith. Smith back up with the shot off the glass, no. This time it's Kiera Smith who comes away with it. Her shot off the mark, and now it's Breeza Garcia for the Antlers. She has it, gives it up to Werleski. Now here's Schooler on the wing. Schooler trying to split the defense. Goes back outside to Werleski. Whips the pass to Ness. Ness driving inside. Spins around off the glass. No. Garcia comes away with the board to Werleski for a free throw line jumper. It's in. Bonanza takes the lead. 24-23. 5 minutes to go in the third. Here come the Saints. It's Huners. Switches to a left-hand dribble. Guarded there by Garcia. Now gives it up underneath to Weisner. She'll try a long two. It's too strong. Rebound picked up by Garcia. She feeds Schooler. Schooler gives it up to Ackley. She'll try a long two. It's no good. Werleski again with the rebound. She's fouled by Huners racing in, trying to tie her up. But Huners charged with the foul there. We're going to have two subs in for Trinity Lutheran as Rocky Berger and Abby McFadden check in. For Bonanza, Vashti Arata in for Breeza Garcia. And Schooler will inbound. 4:39 to go in the third. Schooler looks for Ackley on the baseline, up with the shot. She's fouled, so Maggie Ackley to the line for a pair. And Maggie Ackley, who led the team in scoring on Thursday in the conference semifinals, she only has 2 points in this game so far. These are her first free throws. First is no good.
It's the fourth foul on Trinity Lutheran, Josh. That puts Bonanza into the bonus with 4:38 left here in the third quarter.
And Bonanza, for their part, only 2 team fouls so far. Ackley's second free throw pending. That one is good. 3 points for Maggie Ackley, and her team leads by 2. 4:35 to go in the third. Pass comes to Huners on the wing. Huners drives inside against Schooler. Her shot off the front iron. Werleski comes away with the board, and she gets fouled. That should give Haley Werleski free throws. That's 5 fouls, guys. Who's going to realize it first?
How long it takes.
There we go. All it took was for one official to walk within earshot of Ray Struve, and he reminded him. Well, I think he did. All right, the officials figure it out. That's free throws for Haley Werleski. For the game, Werleski is still looking for her first make from the penalty stripe. She's 0 for 2. She does have one 2-point field goal for her points so far, trying to extend the Antlers' lead. Now a conversation at the scorer's table. Let's see. And are we not doing free? They took away a team foul from Trinity Lutheran, so now they only have 4.
Huh.
Well, certainly interesting. A long outlet pass finds its way to Ness. She can't corral it. I haven't seen that before. I guess they just lost count somewhere in there. Here's 4:24 to go in the third, and the Antlers lead by 2. Pass comes to Prelog. She dances around Ackley, then feeds Berger. Berger skips the pass now to McFadden. McFadden outside to Berger. Berger tries to go baseline, passes it back to McFadden. All of this right here near the right baseline. McFadden drives in against Werleski. Stops in the paint. Outside to Berger with 10 seconds to shoot. Berger drives in, met by 2 Antlers at the cup. Her shot no good, but the freshman, Bryan, cleans up the miss for the putback. Tied up at 25, 3:47 to go in the third quarter. Mary Schooler with it for the Bonanza Lady Antlers. Schooler passes it to Ness on the wing, now in the corner to Arata. Back to Ness, it's stolen away by McAllister. Feeds Berger, one-on-one against Schooler in transition. The shot is left short, but the rebound is won by Trinity Lutheran. Outside to Prelog, a triple is no good. This time, out of bounds, Antlers ball. Schooler will inbound, but not before a sub in for Bonanza. Breeza Garcia subs in for Haley Werleski. Mary Schooler inbounds to Vashti Arata, guarded tightly by, we got a foul. Bryan fouled her on that defense. And that will be free throws finally for the Antlers. Vashti Arata to the stripe. These will be her first free throws tonight. Arata misses that one. That makes the team total for the game so far 4 of 9 at the line for Bonanza. And another one coming up for Vashti Arata. Second free throw, bounces off the back of the rim, no good. Breeza Garcia comes away with the board, gives it back to Vashti, now outside to Ness. Now to the hands of Schooler. Gets the defender to jump on a 3. Schooler drives in, she's fouled, she'll shoot 2. Mary Schooler had 7 first-half points. This will be her first opportunity at points here in the third. She was 3 of 4 at the line in the first half.
Second foul on Olivia Bryan.
Schooler misses the first. Still a chance to claim the lead for her team with a make here. That one is good. Mary Schooler breaks our tie, 26-25, 3:13 to go in the third. Ella Prelog into the front court for her Saints. Finds some room on the right side. Drives in against Vashti Arata. Misses the first. Gets her own putback for the second. Ella Prelog now with 9 points, and Trinity Lutheran out in front by 1. Vashti Arata reclaims the lead for Bonanza. Saints come the other way now, down 28-27. Ella Prelog, a triple off the mark. Rebound tipped around into the hands of Mary Schooler. Passes to Garcia. Rolls it ahead to Ackley. She has trouble with the pass. And the Saints defense able to catch up. Here's Arata now in the corner. Arata to Ness, and the Antlers playing hot potato with the basketball. No one seems to want it. Finally, it goes out of bounds. The Antlers will keep it. Mary Schooler.
I think Ray Struve just told his team to make better passes, and That's exactly what I was thinking. They've had those good looks in transition. Some of them have been undone by inaccurate passes.
Ness skips a pass near side to Vashti Arata. Ness gets it back, drives by her defender in the paint. The floater is in for Grace Ness. And the Antlers lead by 3, 30-27, 2:13 to go in the third. Here's Berger. Berger passes to Prelog. Prelog, ball high above her head. Fakes a pass right, drives left. Picked up there by Garcia. Tries to find some room at the block. Goes up with the shot. Blocked by Garcia. Ness passes ahead to Schooler. Schooler brings it around, head of the key. A long two is way short, but there's Vashti Arata. She cleans it up. It hung on the rim and drops. Antlers out to their biggest lead of the game, and Coach Melandon calls time. 32-27, a minute 44 to go in the third, and Bonanza leads the East Cascades Conference Tournament Championship on mybasin.com.
Basin.com, we bring you the power of local radio,
The pace and reach of social media,
The information of 24-hour news,
and the excitement of local sports.
We do this with a team of radio professionals that is second to none.
Klamath Falls is a community that we love and a place that we are proud to call home.
Klamath Falls deserves a media group that is as committed to you as you are to Klamath Falls.
mybasin.com is your go-to place for news,
sports, events, and everything going on at home in Klamath Falls.
Back with you on mybasin.com for the East Cascades Conference Tournament Championship. The Antlers surging here, a little over halfway through the third quarter. They lead 32-27.
I think if you're Trinity Lutheran, you might want to think about getting Olivia Bryan back in there. She picked up 2 quick fouls, but Bonanza was having a bit of trouble dealing with her size.
Yeah, she's certainly the biggest player out on the floor in terms of height. The freshman, she only has 2 points on offense, but you're right, her presence is felt on defense and on the glass. Go ahead.
She didn't play in the first half. She's got kind of a brace on her knee. She might be dealing with an injury there. We'll keep an eye on it.
So here's Berger ahead for Trinity Lutheran. She turns it over. Grace Ness, breakaway with Garcia. Ness to the glass. She's fouled. She'll shoot a pair. Ness had 5 first-half points, now up to 7 for the game. These will be her first free throws. First one's off the mark. Sub in for Trinity Lutheran. Berger to the bench. Huner's back in. Another free throw on the way for Grace Ness. That one is good. 33-27. 90 seconds remain in the third quarter. Brooklyn Huners walks it across the timeline for her team. Goes left with it, stops, head of the key. She's going to hand it off to Smith. Smith gets to the free throw line, tries to pass outside to McAllister. McAllister drives and scores. Grace Ness ahead for the Antlers. Brings it into the corner, out to Schooler. Thought about a triple by the defender to the rack. Schooler scores. 35-29, 1 minute to go in the third. Here's Trinity Lutheran, led by Huners. Pass it to the corner. It's Weisner. Weisner gives it back to Smith, takes a screen, sets her feet for a triple. No good. Rebound picked up by Schooler. 46 seconds remain in the third. Pass ahead to Ness. In the corner to Ackley. Ackley around the defender and goes up with the shot. She's hacked. Weisner committing the foul and sending Ackley to the line. Maggie Ackley, 3 points on the ball game so far. She is 1 of 2 at the free throw line. First one, no good. Hear the groans of the Bonanza fans in attendance. That one nearly dropped, but another look for Ackley. That one not as close, but Breeza Garcia chases down the rebound, gives it back to Ackley, to Schooler, top of the key, gives it up to Ness. She'll try a triple. It's no good. The rebound picked up by Trinity Lutheran. They have it with the shot clock off and 27 seconds to go. Smith into the front court. Passes it over to Weisner. She tries a triple. It's good. 35-32, 16 seconds to go. Vashti Arata into the front court for the Antlers. Hands it to Ness. Ness, a free lane to the rim. She can't score. Garcia's putback, no. Bonanza with the rebound one more time. 3 seconds to go. Schooler to Ness at the horn. It won't count. So we'll head to the fourth with Bonanza in front. 35-32. 8 minutes from a champion here at Bonanza High School. We'll be back on mybasin.com.
Parent of a high school athlete, I've given up trying to get pictures of my kid playing sports. It's nearly impossible to take pictures and enjoy the game. There is a solution though. God's Gifts Photography attends high school sporting events in the Basin to take individual and team action photos at a great price. Search God's Gifts 2 on Facebook to learn more. They'll come and capture your athlete in action, creating those frameable lifelong memories so you can watch and just enjoy the moment. Call 541-281-2206 to get your athlete on their schedule. God's Gifts Photography.
Josh Eldridge and Matt Bowling back with you. Fourth quarter lays ahead in the East Cascades Conference Tournament Championship between the Bonanza Antlers and the Trinity Lutheran Saints. Right now it is those Antlers leading 35-32.
It feels like Bonanza has kind of cracked this Trinity Lutheran defense a bit. They're not just scoring in transition anymore. They're finding lanes to the hoop. Biggest problem for the Antlers, though, they're 6 of 16 from the free throw line. This could be a lot more than a 3-point lead, but they've left the door open with those misses.
Bonanza will start with the ball coming out of the break. It'll be Mary Schooler. She's out there with Grace Ness, Vashti Arata, Breeza Garcia, and Maggie Ackley. Inbound pass given to Ackley. Stops beyond the arc, gives it to Schooler at the free throw line. Schooler around the defender, scoop shot and in! Here comes Trinity Lutheran. It's Kiara Smith giving it up to Aubrey Weisner. She's out there with Maria Smith, along with Ella Prelog and Brooklyn Huners. Huners going baseline with it. She steps out. Antlers get it back. Inbound pass to Grace Ness. Ness ahead now for Bonanza. Has it on the wing. Gives it up to Schooler. Schooler guarded by Smith. Smith reaches in on her and gets called for the foul. So Mary Schooler to inbound on the far sideline. She'll look for Ackley coming off a screen on the wing. Gives it back to Schooler, driving in. Feeds Garcia on the left block. Garcia nearly lets it go out of bounds, but recollects. Has it in the near corner. Garcia bounces it to Arata. Back to the basket, over the top of Kiara Smith and in. 39-32, 7 minutes to go in the fourth. Saints looking for an answer. Huners drives in, loses it. A loose ball in the paint. Who's going to get it? It's still up for grabs on the baseline. It goes out of bounds, last touched by the Antlers. So Trinity Lutheran will inbound to the baseline. Huners with the honors, finds Prelog top of the key. Prelog drives inside, in the paint, off the glass, no. And the rebound picked up by Schooler. Schooler outlets to Ness in transition. Brings it into the corner, unguarded for three, no. The rebound is battled for by Mary Schooler. She gets tied up with Aubrey Weisner. The possession arrow is favoring Trinity Lutheran. That should be Trinity Lutheran ball. They get it right here. 6:42 remains, and the Saints trail by 7. Brooklyn Huners brings it up. Huners fakes a pass left, instead throws it right to Prelog, who takes a screen, has it now top of the key. She'll try a triple, hits off the back of the rim and out of bounds as it touches the rim's suspension. And now the Antlers get it back. Schooler ahead to Ackley. Ackley has to terminate the dribble, loses it, gets the ball back, a double dribble. And she just lost control of it and then had to pick it back up. Going to get whistled for that one. The Saints, a window back into this game, trailing by 7, 6:22 to go. They have possession of the front court. Here's Prelog. Back to Huners. Huners trying to drive left in against Garcia. She loses it. Vashti Arata with the loose ball pickup ahead to Schooler. Rifles a pass to Grace Ness. She can't stop it from going out of bounds. Too much excitement maybe on that pass from Mary Schooler into the front court, and turnover gives the Saints back the basketball. Here's Huners into the front court. Stops head of the key. Gives it up to Aubrey Weisner. She dumps it underneath to Smith. She can't score, but she gets fouled. So Maria Smith will shoot 2. She had 2 first-half points, none in the second half. These will be her first free throws. Makes the first. Smith was honored before the game today as a second-team all-conference selection, joined by Aubrey Weisner on her team. Second free throw. That one's off the mark. The rebound is picked up by Weisner, and then they turn it over. Bonanza with it. Here's Grace Ness into the front court. Gives it up to Ackley in the corner. Ackley outside to Schooler. Schooler driving in. Stops at the block. Outside to Ness. Ness gets to the baseline. Nearly loses it. Passes it to Ackley in the corner. Gives it back to Ness. Whips it to Schooler with 15 to shoot. Schooler driving in. Outside to Garcia. A long 2. Won't go. And the rebound is picked up by Garcia. Pass out to Schooler. Now Ness for a wing triple. That's also no good. And the rebound finally picked up by the Saints. Kiara Smith has it. Pass goes ahead to Prelog. She'll try a triple. Can't cash in. And a loose ball foul is going to be committed by Aubrey Weisner. The Antlers will get possession up 6 with 5:15 to go. Mary Schooler ahead to Maggie Ackley. Back to Schooler. Schooler drives the right lane. Outside to Ness in the corner. To Ackley. Straight away for 3. She got it! Antlers up by 9. 42-33. On the other side, here are the Saints. A mid-range taken and made by Maria Smith. 4:52 to go in the fourth. Ness, she's fouled. Third team foul for Trinity Lutheran. 4:49 to go.
And now they do put Olivia Bryan back in.
Timeout is called by Ray Struve. Personnel switches. He wants to talk it over. His team leads. 4:49 to go. 42-35 the score. Back after this on mybasin.com. .449 remaining, and the Antlers lead the Saints 42-35 in the East Cascades Conference Tournament Championship. Winner here claims their league title as well as home court advantage in the 2A playoffs. Mary Schooler gives it ahead to Grace Ness. Ness driving inside, gets into the paint, outside to Ackley. Thought about another triple, and then gives it up to Grace Ness. Skips the pass underneath to Vashti Arata. She uses the glass but can't score. Rebound tipped out of bounds, last touched by the Antlers. And the Saints get possession. It'll be Kiara Smith to inbound. Ahead to Rocky Berger. Berger into the front court, picked up there by Garcia. Pick and roll, the pass is off the mark by Trinity Lutheran. They save it. Prelog has it in the corner, trying to back down her defender. Gets double teamed, knocked loose. Kiara Smith gets the ball, then back into the hands of Prelog. Here's Berger. Berger skips it underneath to Bryan, backing down Arata. Bryan finishes. 4 points for her. And a 5-point ball game. Here come the Antlers with 4 minutes to go. Schooler dribbles it up between the rings. Now gives it up to Ness. Ness has it on the right wing. Ness, by her defender, can't use the glass to score. Ball's tipped out of bounds, stays with Bonanza. Maria Smith checks in, and to the bench goes Lucy Christensen. Short-lived appearance for the freshman Christensen. And now here are the Antlers. Schooler looking for Arata on the elbow, gives it back to Schooler. Schooler drives inside, gives it up to Ackley, has it top of the key, bounces it to Ness. Ness tries to drive baseline, and she will travel. Good interior defense. She was met in the paint by Bryan. And so there you go, that defensive presence from the tall freshman forcing an Antler turnover. Here's Berger into the front court. Takes it to the right, met there by Ness. Dumps it underneath to Smith. Smith up with the shot, has it stripped by Schooler. A loose ball's picked up by Schooler. She has it, had a one-on-one fast break, gives it up to Ness. Ness to Ackley in the corner, another three. This time it's left short, but she's fouled. 3 free throws on the way for the junior, Maggie Ackley. Now, free throws haven't been the strong suit so far for Bonanza. Like we said a few minutes ago, 6 of 16 at the free throw line. And for Maggie Ackley specifically, she's just 1 of 4 so far. Makes her first, though. Back up to a 6-point advantage for Bonanza. That one's no good. She got one more. Couple of subs in for Trinity Lutheran. Huners comes in, and returning to the game is the freshman Lucy Christensen. Another one on the way for Maggie Ackley. That one's good. Straight through the twine, and here we go, 44-37. 3:20 to go in the fourth. Here's Huners racing ahead. She loses it. Garcia has it in the corner for Bonanza. Giving it up to Schooler. Rifling a pass ahead to Arata. Stolen by Christensen. Gives it up to Huners. And the Saints bailed out there. Nearly. As a loose ball on the near sideline is last touched by Maggie Ackley. So it'll be Kiara Smith to inbound, guarded here in front of us by Ackley. Inbound pass goes to Huners. Huners lofting it to Bryan underneath. She can't control the pass. It's taken away by Schooler. Grace Ness ahead on the far sideline, brings it into the corner, picks up the dribble, bounces it underneath to Schooler. Schooler back out beyond the arc, kicks it to Ness. Ness tries to drive the right side, bounces it to Garcia. She scores. Perfectly drawn up for the Antlers. And that's going to call Coach Milan in a timeout. 46-37, 2:36 to go in the East Cascades Conference Tournament Championship on mybasin.com.
Drive play an important part of our everyday. Whether we're going to work, dropping off the kids at school, or maybe even on that first date. Vehicles we drive play an important role in all of that. And that's why at Klamath Falls Subaru, we are so passionate about getting you the long-lasting vehicle that you will love. When you come to our store, you'll find that every department is dedicated to caring for our customers, which is why I can proudly send anyone here knowing that they will be treated like family. Stop by and say hi. When you come to Klamath Falls Subaru, you're coming home.
The Antlers match their biggest lead of the day right now. A 9-point advantage, 46-37. I believe a shade over 4 minutes to go in the ball game, I believe. We'll see in a couple seconds here. But right now, the Antlers, even with Bryan out there on the floor, seem to be having some good luck here on offense.
Yeah, you were talking about it in the break, how that play developed. She was kind of camping out in the paint, extended, and then they were able to get the pass around her.
Yeah, really well done by Grace Ness, bouncing it to Garcia for an assist. It was really telegraphed from Bonanza, but Bryan came out, extended her guard just a little bit, and allowed Bonanza to score right now. Pardon me, lot less time than I thought. 2.5 to go in the fourth, and Bonanza leads by 9. It's going to take a heroic effort from somebody on the Saints to pull them back into this game. Huners brings it up. Guarded by Garcia. She steps back for a triple. It might be Brooklyn Huners. Oh, my. A step-back triple brings them within 6. But the Antlers have numbers in transition. Ness won't take advantage. She terminates the dribble beyond the arc, now to the hands of Schooler. Gives it to Arata. Bounce outside to Ness. Ness drives inside, banks it in. 48-40, 2 minutes to go. Huners passes it. Smith knocks down the mid-range. Timeout called again by Coach Melandon. We'll take our final timeout of regulation with 2:03 to go, and the Antlers lead by 6 in the East Cascades Conference Tournament on mybasin.com.
Introducing Smith Bates Marcom Solutions, your trusted partner in marketing and communication. We specialize in crafting compelling campaigns, eye-catching graphics, and impactful branding materials.
Smith Bates is like working with dependable friends. They always help us build our professional image.
Through the innovative strategies that the team at Smith Bates suggested, we've been able to give the brand at Calor the boost that it desperately needed.
Unlock your potential with Smith Bates Marcom Solutions.
2:03 remaining in this conference championship game, and the Bonanza Antlers lead by 6. 48-42. They'll also have the basketball coming out of the break. Mary Schooler is out there with Grace Ness, Breeza Garcia, Vashti Arata, and Maggie Ackley. The inbound pass goes to Ackley on the far sideline. She had trouble with it for a moment, then kicks it ahead to Arata. Arata bouncing it to Schooler. Schooler has it top of the key by one defender all the way home. Mary Schooler scores. 50-42, a minute 47 to go. The Saints need points. Here's Huners to the baseline. A wild shot won't go. Ness with the rebound. Grace Ness ahead on the near sideline. Gets around one defender, throws it to Ackley. Back out to Ness. Ness underneath to Arata on the left block. Finds Schooler cutting to the rim. Schooler loses it on the drive, out of bounds. It's Saints ball. But they're running out of time. A minute 25 to go. For the Saints, it's Weisner and Huners right now in the backcourt. Out there with Smith, Prelog, and McFadden. Here's Prelog. Prelog has it poked free by Garcia. She recollects in the backcourt, 25 to shoot. Prelog brings it now into the front court. Has it on the wing, hands it off to Huners. Huners sets her feet for a triple. It's wide right, air ball out of bounds, and the Antlers take it. Oh, they're gonna say it's tipped, so the Saints actually keep possession, although this will change the shot clock to 14 seconds. Enough time for a shot to be sure. And we've got a whistle. Let's see. Timeout called by Coach Ray Struve. 1:04 to go in regulation. 50-42 the score. We'll stick with you through this break. Bonanza looking for their first league title in at least a decade, probably more, for Bonanza. In their first year in the 2A East Cascades Conference, if they're able to hold on, what a great inaugural season in the conference.
Yeah, I mean, for this team to go from losing their last 2 regular season games, getting the 3 seed in the conference tournament, having to go on the road and beat their rival Lost River after an abysmal first half in which they did not make a field goal.
Yeah.
And then to come in here and beat a team that just beat them 5 days ago. What a turnaround.
How sweet it is to be an Antler right now, and still action ahead of us this afternoon with the Bonanza boys taking on Trinity Lutheran. That game's set for 4 o'clock, still on pace for that start time. And we'll get you updated on that after the conclusion of this game as the Antlers head back out onto the floor. Breeza Garcia, Vashti Arata, Mary Schooler, Grace Ness, and Maggie Ackley. For Trinity Lutheran, it's Prelog, Huners, Smith, Weisner, and Christensen. And pardon me, no Smith. McFadden is in there. Inbound pass comes to Weisner. Now it's in the hands of Prelog. Prelog in the corner, dribbling out of a phone booth and gives it up to Weisner, who's fouled on the shot. Breeza Garcia picks up that foul. 57 seconds remain, and Aubrey Weisner to the line. She's got 3 points on a made triple earlier this half. These will be her first and second free throws of the ball game. Misses the first. Antlers got a box out here, under a minute to go. Arata and Ackley each on the block. The second free throw is no good, and Arata comes away with the board. Her pass to Grace Ness is a wild one. Ness picks up the ball out of bounds, and the Saints gifted with possession. Christensen to inbound. Finds Prelog on the wing, extended arc. Prelog has it straight away, now to the hands of Christensen. Had trouble with the pass, gets it, tries to go baseline. Christensen drops to her knees and turns it over. The Antlers have it, up 8 with 44 seconds to go. Schooler to Ackley. Ackley is fouled from behind, and that should give her free throws. If this game isn't already over, a chance to really put it on ice at the free throw line for Maggie Ackley. She's 3 of 7 so far. Misses the first. Going to see Maria Smith check in for Lucy Christensen. 43 seconds to go. Second free throw for Ackley. That one's good. 9-point game, 43 seconds remain. It's going to take a 3 ball for the Saints. Huners drives in, too strong on the lay-in. Grace Ness with the rebound. Ahead to Ackley. Ackley for 2, yes! The Antlers are going to hold on for this one, up by 11, 27 seconds to go. A 3 for Weisner rattles home. Inbound to Ness with 20. Ness brings it up past the defender. Ness on the wing. She gets fouled. She'll shoot 2 with 15 seconds to go. Grace Ness so far today, 1 for 2 at the free throw line. 10 total points for the senior today. And a chance at 2 more free throws. First one's no good. Second one on the way. That one rattles around and falls for Grace Ness. 14 seconds to go. Huners kicks it in the corner. A 3 taken and missed by the Saints. Schooler has it. 6 seconds to go. Schooler, they have to advance the ball still. They've got to advance the ball. No? That's it. The Bonanza Antlers are your 2025 East Cascades Conference champions. They beat the Trinity Lutheran Saints 54-45. We'll be back with post-game coverage of this one after this on mybasin.com.
Parent of a high school athlete, I've given up trying to get pictures of my kid playing sports. It's nearly impossible to take pictures and enjoy the game. There is a solution though. God's Gifts Photography attends high school sporting events in the Basin to take individual and team action photos at a great price. Search God's Gifts 2 on Facebook to learn more. They'll come and capture your athlete in action, creating those frameable lifelong memories so you can watch and just enjoy the moment. Call 541-281-2206 to get your athlete on their schedule. God's Gifts Photography.
Threads. There are many threads that run through our region. There are churches and schools and Little League teams that bring us together and bind us into communities. There are roads and cars, there are houses and jobs and businesses, all woven together to make the fabric of our communities. There are financial threads that are part of that tapestry as well. For over 80 years, it's been our pleasure to be headquartered here, providing financial services to generations of our friends and neighbors. From that first savings account to retirement planning and all of the cars and houses and groceries in between, we keep your money local, investing it back into our communities, adding more threads to the fabric to make our communities stronger. Pacific Crest Federal Credit Union. Find your path.
At mybasin.com, we bring you the power of local radio,
The pace and reach of social media,
The information of 24-hour news,
and the excitement of local sports.
We do this with a team of radio professionals that is second to none.
Klamath Falls is a community that we love and a place that we are proud to call home.
Klamath Falls deserves a media group that is as committed to you as you are to Klamath Falls.
mybasin.com is your go-to place for news,
sports, events, and everything going on at home in Klamath Falls.
The Bonanza Lady Antlers are your 2025 East Cascades Conference champions after defeating Trinity Lutheran 54-45. Let's go ahead and run down our leading scorers, and we'll start with the victors this afternoon, the Bonanza Antlers, who were led by Mary Schooler with 14 points, 11 from Maggie Ackley and Grace Ness, 10 from Breeza Garcia, 6 from Vashti Arata, and 2 for Haley Werleski, your scorers for Bonanza. For Trinity Lutheran, they were led in twofold by Ella Prelog and Brooklyn Huners, each with 9. 7 for Maria Smith, 6 for Aubrey Weisner, 4 for each Alea McAllister, Abby McFadden, and Olivia Bryan, and 2 for Kiera Smith, your scorers for Trinity Lutheran. After a shaky first quarter, Bonanza figured it out in the next 3 and come away as your conference tournament champions.
Yeah, I mean, what a turnaround from this team just over the past week. As I said, lost their last 2 regular season games, came up and didn't score a field goal.
Yeah.
Didn't make a field goal, scored 4 total points in the first half against Lost River on Thursday. Came back to win, overcame a slow start here to claim the conference championship. This is what postseason basketball is all about.
They have won the conference championship. They are going to have home court advantage in the first round of the 2A playoffs. Don't know exactly who they're going to play yet. I believe the 2A rankings freeze tonight, and so we'll know for sure by tomorrow morning who Bonanza will be hosting in the first round of the state tournament. Once again, final score here in the conference championship game, 54-45. Here in the gym, coach of the boys, Campbell Ness, just got honored as the coach of the year. We are learning our all-conference selections for the boys. We'll stick with you through this portion of the afternoon, and then we'll get ready for the boys' game. Let's tune in to athletic director here in-house, Mr. Josh Crawford.
Bonanza, Tristan McGann. Also first team from Bonanza, Victor Gonzalez. First team, Trinity Lutheran, Jimmy Gilbert. And lastly, but definitely not least, first team player of the year for Trinity Lutheran, Andrew Imhoff. Let's hear it for our first team, East Cascade League Conference, and our player of the year. That's it. 15 minutes on the clock, please.
All right, we'll be back in just a few minutes continuing your coverage from Bonanza High School for the East Cascades Conference Tournament. You don't have to go anywhere. If you want to watch the boys' games, we'll be live on this very same link right here on mybasin.com. The Bonanza girls are your conference champions, rather. The boys coming up after a brief pause here on mybasin.com.
the Saints from Trinity Lutheran.
Hello and welcome in or welcome back if you were with us for the girls' game to Bonanza High School. It is Championship Saturday here in the East Cascades Conference, the first ever East Cascades Conference tournament, as this league was only just formed this year with the promotion of Bonanza, Trinity Lutheran, and Lost River from 1A, as well as a few other schools moving into the 2A classification, necessitating the creation of a couple more leagues. Now, Bonanza, Trinity Lutheran, and Lost River were all league opponents last year in the 1A Mountain Valley League. And the Antlers and the Saints face off here. A top 10 matchup for the 2A classification. Trinity Lutheran ranked number 4, Bonanza ranked number 7. Both teams clinching automatic playoff bids by advancing to this championship game. Winner today is guaranteed a home game. You'd have to think if Bonanza wins, Trinity Lutheran would still get a home game based on their ranking. If Trinity Lutheran wins, though, Bonanza kind of on the bubble of getting one of those top 8 seeds. So a lot more to play for here for the Antlers. Matt Bowling here alongside Josh Eldridge. The Bonanza girls beat Trinity Lutheran earlier to win the East Cascades Conference Championship. Trinity Lutheran boys swept Bonanza in the regular season, including an 87-49 win 5 days ago. We'll see if they can turn things around here. It will be the Saints to start with the ball. This is Chase Nichols. A drive for Bubba's Gilbert. Kick into the corner for Andrew Imhoff. Misses the 3. Gilbert gets the rebound. Has his shot denied by Gallagher. Trinity Lutheran keeps possession. Taken away by Gonzalez. Gonzalez fires ahead to Tristan McGann. In the corner, Gallagher thought about it. Now he'll drive and score.
Great take there by Gallagher. He slowed down the roll a little bit, got his defender, the back foot, drove in and scored. Nice job for the first bucket for Gallagher.
Jimmy Gilbert now to Chase Nichols. Whips it over to Bubba's Gilbert. Tipped, and another takeaway for Gonzalez. He'll walk in and lay it up. And an early 4-0 lead for Bonanza. Just over a minute gone in the first quarter. Chase Nichols wide open for a 3. He buries it. The other way with it is Lamboy. Now Gallagher. Gallagher guarded by Nichols. Looking for a lane. Pump fakes his defender and scores.
It's a high-octane game, but it's coming slow to Gallagher right now. Another opportunity where he had a chance to slow down and does it.
Nichols with the dish to Imhoff, who misses the layup.
I think Renzetti might have gotten a finger on it.
Gonzalez on the far side, dribbles to the top of the key, hands it to McGann. Back over to Lamboy. Lamboy gets fouled. 6:05 on the clock here in the first quarter. Gallagher to inbound. Tight squeeze to Gonzalez. He finds a cutting Renzetti, who regathers, hands it to Gonzalez for the layup. Victor Gonzalez just knows where he needs to be on the court. Gilbert, wide open 3, bang.
That corner's been open for him twice now. They've taken advantage each time.
Gonzalez with it now. He hands it to Renzetti. He sends it to Gallagher. Gallagher looking to drive, loses the ball, taken away by Imhoff. Airmails that one out of bounds on the other side, and Bonanza will get it back. Here's Garrett Gallagher. Gonzalez trying to create space, gives it to Renzetti. Back to Lamboy. Lamboy travels in the paint.
Just drug his plant foot a little bit. Good eye by the official to call that one on Dominic.
We mentioned both of these teams were in the 1A Mountain Valley League last year. Trinity Lutheran won the league championship as Imhoff misses a bunny. Not a great start for him. He was just named the League Player of the Year prior to this game. He was also the Mountain Valley League Player of the Year last season, as Renzetti misses a three for Bonanza. Gilbert over to Nichols. He pulls a three, comes up short, out of bounds, last touched by Jackson Carroll of Trinity Lutheran. .429 left in the first quarter. Bonanza still holding a 2-point lead as Tristan McGann brings it up. McGann fakes, drives, can't finish. Fired ahead to Imhoff. Imhoff underneath, fouled.
Yeah, I like Gallagher again going up to contest that shot. You know Imhoff's going to try to jam it home, but now you make him shoot free throws instead of the easy two. That's a good job there by Garrett.
Imhoff, 5 days ago when these teams met, put up an incredible stat line. 33 points, 21 rebounds, 3 assists, and 3 blocks. Made his first free throw. Missed the second. Rebound is contested, and Gallagher comes away with it. Here's McGann. Directing Gonzalez. Sends it to Medeiros. Gonzalez does get it. He hands it to Gallagher. McGann. Fired to Gonzalez in the far corner. Looking to go back to a cutting McGann. It was tipped out of bounds. It'll stay with the Antlers. McGann looking. Inbound tip back out. Antlers will get another try. There's 11 seconds on the shot clock. McGann looking. Gets it to Gallagher. Gallagher pulls a three. Got it.
That was money right when it left his hand. Another great job by Gallagher.
7 first quarter points for Garrett Gallagher, and Bonanza has an 11-7 lead. Mid-range, no good for Nichols. Imhoff comes away with it underneath. Imhoff, a dish to Carroll, but he's blocked by McGann. And now we have a foul.
They whistled
the
McGann.
Third or fourth opportunity.
Yeah. Hard work underneath for Imhoff. Well, he's got some height out there, though.
Listed at 6'4".
That feels short to me.
He gets it in the corner. Quick trigger. Good. All 3 of Trinity Lutheran's field goals have been 3-pointers so far. They trail by 1, 3:03 to go in the first quarter. This is Medeiros over to Lamboy. Lamboy back to Medeiros, and he's fouled. It evens the foul count at 2 apiece, and it's the first foul on Imhoff. Gonzalez. Lamboy. McGann, top of the key. McGann to Medeiros. Now back up top. Oh! Gallagher tried to send it into Medeiros. He wasn't looking, and it went off his head.
Heads up, literally, Colby Medeiros. First turnover of the game for Bonanza, though, right there. They've taken good care of the basketball through the first 5.5.
Here's Jimmy Gilbert, a drive. Floats it underneath to Imhoff for the reverse. And Trinity Lutheran pulls ahead. McGann to Gallagher. Looking to drive, gets fouled by Chase Nichols, who doesn't seem to be a fan of the call. It's his first foul, Trinity Lutheran's third, as Isaac Noble checks in for Dominic Lamboy. Here's McGann. Gonzalez. Into the paint. Gonzalez in some trouble. Kicks it to McGann for a three. No good. Medeiros gets the board. Gonzalez looking to McGann. Now Gallagher. Oh, disrupt, almost taken away by Nichols. Gallagher recovers, drives, misses. Imhoff intercepted by Noble. McGann with space. Shovels it up top to Medeiros. He drives, rejected by Imhoff. Ball comes back to him. It's slapped out of bounds. It'll stay with Bonanza. Alex Renzetti checking back in for the Antlers. He replaces McGann. Into Medeiros. Swung around to Gonzalez, who pulls a three, misses. Gilbert gets the rebound, fires it ahead, and a foul is called. A collision between Gonzalez, Nichols, perhaps a couple others. 1:22 left in the first quarter. They go straight underneath to Imhoff, who powers through contact for the bucket.
Two defenders on him, too, and the 6'5" Renzetti just goes right through him.
Gonzalez in the corner to Renzetti. Kicks it to Noble. He'll drive. He'll kick to Medeiros, and Medeiros misses the three. Nichols, baseline, dish to Imhoff. He just makes it look easy. Almost turned over. Noble able to keep hold of it. Now they do turn it over. Nichols scores over Gallagher. .31 seconds to go. Gonzalez mishandles it, and it's a turnover.
Bonanza started this game playing loose, playing with the flow, and they built themselves a lead. You can see them tightening up a little bit here.
They turn it over. This is Nichols. The dish to Gilbert, who misses the floater. Lane Slaughter gets the board. 10 seconds. Trinity Lutheran can hold for the final shot. Here's Chase Nichols. Double teamed. Gets the shot off and comes up short. But Trinity Lutheran takes an 18-11 lead after one quarter here on mybasin.com. An 11-0 run for Trinity Lutheran sends them into the second quarter with an 18-11 lead. Andrew Imhoff, the East Cascades Conference Player of the Year, has 10 points for the Saints. In last year's Mountain Valley League championship game, which Trinity Lutheran won, he scored 32. Certainly on pace for that.
He's having himself a good game, but I said it somewhere in that first quarter. Bonanza's tightening up a little bit. They allowed Trinity Lutheran to get back into the game. They know this team has beat them twice during the regular season. They got to play loose and play with some style like we know that they can.
Tristan McGann looking for a way into the paint. Hands it off to Noble. Kicks it to Gonzalez for a corner three that misses. Rebound tap to Noble. Kick to McGann. Wide open. Misses the three. Outlet pass ahead to Nichols. He has it slapped out of his hands. McGann picks it up and runs with it. Gonzalez, open three. Connects. That might be the spark Bonanza needs. Here's Imhoff. Gilbert pulls a three. Answer no good. Imhoff the rebound and the putback. Here's McGann over to Lamboy. Ooh, Lamboy almost turned it over. Noble rescued it. Gallagher trying to drive, sends it back to McGann for a mid-range.
What a pass. Gallagher with eyes in the back of his head, it seems, leading to a two-point bucket.
We've talked about it all season. This team just has so much chemistry. As Gonzalez intercepts another pass. Cash is in, and it's back to a two-point game.
Gonzalez kind of used Imhoff as a human shield there, hid behind him until it was time to pounce for the turnover.
Jimmy Gilbert sends it to Bubba's Gilbert. In the corner, Nichols. Now Chimmy. Elbow floater won't go. Here's Noble. Stops on the block. Sends it back to Gonzalez for three. No. Nichols in transition. Almost had it taken from him. Dishes to Imhoff, who's fouled.
Yeah, Gallagher might have gotten all ball with his hand, but he certainly ran into Imhoff's body with his own, and that's leading to the foul.
We talked about some of the accolades that Andrew Imhoff has won, the numbers that he's been putting up. Shouldn't be too much of a surprise when you look at his family lineage. His grandfather, Daryl Imhoff, played 12 years in the NBA. Won a gold medal with Team USA at the 1960 Olympics. The younger Imhoff goes 2 for 2 from the free throw line and puts Trinity Lutheran up 4. McGann looking to answer and does. Imhoff in the corner. Fires to a cutting Bubba's Gilbert, who misses. Foul on the rebound. It is against Trinity Lutheran. Foul count even at 1 apiece. That is the first foul on Bubba's Gilbert. Gonzalez brings it up. 5:15 left in the first half. Here's Gallagher. Gonzalez guarded by Bubba's Gilbert. Looking to drive, spins away from him, misses. Ahead to Gilbert. Gilbert can't score. Rebound and the foul drawn by Lane Slaughter. It's on Gallagher. That is his second. And it sends Lane Slaughter, the 6'5 freshman, to the line for the Saints. Makes the first shot. Two for two. And referee calls for a stoppage. I think we heard him say we got blood.
The freshman, yeah.
It's Slaughter, and He's going to have to go get that taken care of.
Holding his nose. He must have got bumped going for a rebound.
Jackson Carroll will check in to replace him as Alex Renzetti checks in for Garrett Gallagher. Renzetti in the corner, Noble. Lamboy looking to drive on the baseline, but had it slapped out of bounds. Lamboy looking to inbound, goes up top to Noble. Now McGann. Flips it to Renzetti. Renzetti will drive, kick to Noble. Renzetti gets it back. Now back out to McGann. McGann sends it to Gonzalez. 5 seconds left. Bonanza's got to shoot. McGann gets it off. Really tough shot. Nowhere close. Well, McGann hit 6 threes in Bonanza's 56-51 win, semifinal win over Lost River 2 days ago. They can get him going from beyond the arc. That can change the game. Now he looks to go inside. Another turnaround, misses it. Imhoff secures the board. Imhoff in transition, tried to send it to Carroll, but it bounced out of bounds. Still Saints ball. Jimmy Gilbert's going to inbound. Underneath, turned over. Medeiros ahead to Lamboy. Open for 3 is Medeiros. Rattles out. Garris in transition. Garris coast to coast. That's the first bucket of the game for the junior. McGann looking to drive, gets tripped up, loses the ball. Out of bounds. Trinity Lutheran gets it back. 26-20. Saints ahead with 3:23 left in the first half. They're going to have to mop up a wet spot.
They picked the guy in the nicest outfit to come out with the towel, too. All black with the tie. And he's getting on his hands and knees to wipe up the sweat.
Jackson Carroll waiting in the backcourt. Now Bubba Gilbert brings it across. Gilbert gets it back, drives, feeds Imhoff. He has his shot blocked by Hess. Another try for Carroll comes up short, but they get the third chance. This is Gonzalez. Almost had it taken away. Kicks to Medeiros for a 3. No good. Gonzalez the rebound. Gonzalez working his way around the defense. Misses the shot. Out of bounds. It will stay with Bonanza. Colby Medeiros, the sophomore, is going to inbound for the Antlers. He goes to McGann. McGann whips it to Lamboy. Lamboy on the block, looking for something. Goes back to McGann. He floats it to Renzetti. To Lamboy for 3. Good.
Nice find by Renzetti. He gets the ball on the block, and the defense collapses on him. There's Lamboy open for a wing 3.
Gilbert ahead to Nichols. Nichols looking for a baseline drive. Gets it to Carroll. Carroll moves in and rattles it in. Jackson Carroll, the 6'5 senior, has 4 points now. Here's Victor Gonzalez. Renzetti. Lamboy. Called for the charge.
Yeah, I don't know. Someone's got to put weight in Jimmy Gilbert's shoes. He's wound up on his backside. It feels like half the play's up the floor. I don't know.
He was able to sell that one, and now Trinity Lutheran will call timeout. Saints up 30-23 with 1:54 to go in the first half here on mybasin.com.
Basin.com, we bring you the power of local radio,
The pace and reach of social media,
The information of 24-hour news,
and the excitement of local sports.
We do this with a team of radio professionals that is second to none.
Klamath Falls is a community that we love and a place that we are proud to call home.
Klamath Falls deserves a media group that is as committed to you as you are to Klamath Falls.
mybasin.com is your go-to place for news,
sports, events, and everything going on at home in Klamath Falls.
7-point lead for Trinity Lutheran here in the East Cascades Conference Championship game. Both of these teams have secured a spot in the 2A playoffs. Trinity Lutheran by finishing first in the regular season standings and earning a bye to this championship game. Bonanza by beating Lost River 56-51 on Thursday in the semifinal game between the second and third place teams. Jimmy Gilbert floats it to Imhoff. He sends it to Nichols. Up top, Gilbert nails a three. It's now a double-digit lead for Trinity Lutheran. Here's Gonzalez. Gonzalez hands it to Gallagher, and blocking foul called on Bubba's Gilbert. That's his second of the quarter on the Saints. And again, Josh, they send the best-dressed guy on the bench out to clean up the wet spot.
He may need a tie clip, but he is dressed sharp.
Bonanza will inbound. This is Gallagher. Garrett Gallagher looking for a lane. He'll hand it off to Gonzalez. Now Gallagher back up top with it. Gallagher stripped by Jimmy Gilbert. Here's Nichols. Travel.
Is that Lamboy who got tied up with him? A nice job there by Dominic. I think that was him. Well done in transition.
1:05 left in the second quarter. Bonanza can get this back to a single-digit game. Lamboy spinning. Lamboy scoring.
Hanging in the air, too. Nice finish by Lamboy, and really making the play on both ends there.
Here's Jackson Carroll. Over to Chase Nichols. Down low. Double teamed. Missing the shot was Garris. 34 seconds left. Here's Gonzalez. Pitches it to Renzetti. Renzetti moving in. Finds Medeiros. It rolls off the rim. Medeiros, another try goes. 16 seconds left. Here's Nichols. Threads it to Jimmy Gilbert. Imhoff on the baseline. Well defended, misses the shot. 3 seconds left, it's a tie-up. Possession arrow points to Trinity Lutheran. They will inbound with 2 seconds on the clock. Chance to get a quick shot off.
They're going to look for a three off it. You can see their players. They're looking for something quick beyond the arc, it seems.
Cooper Garris will inbound. Up top to Chase Nichols. Three, no. So Bonanza goes down 10, but cuts it to 6 at halftime. Matt Bowling here alongside Josh Eldridge. We'll take a break, get you your first half scores here on mybasin.com.
So lonely, I just sigh and moan. Seems like I've been away forever, wondering
This is where unconditional love and immeasurable happiness reside. This is home. Coldwell Banker, where home begins.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
Introducing Smith Bates Marcom Solutions, your trusted partner in marketing and communication. We specialize in crafting compelling campaigns, eye-catching graphics, and impactful branding materials.
Smith Bates is like working with dependable friends. They always help us build our professional image.
Through the innovative strategies that the team at Smith Bates suggested, we've been able to give the brand at Calor the boost that it desperately needed.
Unlock your potential with Smith Bates Marcom Solutions.
Halftime here at Bonanza. It's Trinity Lutheran with a 33-27 lead over Bonanza. Saints led by as much as 10, but Bonanza with back-to-back buckets to cut this to a two-possession game at the half. Your scorers for Trinity Lutheran: Andrew Imhoff, the East Cascades Conference Player of the Year, with a game-high 14. He scored 10 in the first quarter. The Antlers held him to 4 in the second. He's followed by Chimmy Gilbert with 6, Chase Nichols with 5, Jackson Carroll with 4, and Lane Slaughter and Cooper Garris with 2 each. For Bonanza, it's Victor Gonzalez with 9, Garrett Gallagher with 7, Dominic Lamboy with 5, Tristan McGann with 4, and Colby Medeiros with 2. I mean, Josh, when you consider the result of when these teams played 5 days ago, an 87-49 win for the Saints, it could be going a lot worse for the Antlers.
It certainly could. They've played well to this point, and I think a 6-point difference is about what I'd expect when I look at things like the rebound differential between the two teams. Trinity Lutheran outdoing the Antlers on the boards 19-10 in that first half, and 8 of those credit to Andrew Imhoff. Look, they got to figure out a way to box out, because most of these boards are not coming on the defensive end. They're coming on the offensive end. Second, third chance opportunities have allowed the Saints to build out this lead that they have right now. You know, in the first half, Bonanza was putting guys like Alex Renzetti and Garrett Gallagher guarding Imhoff and trying to box him out. It wasn't as successful maybe as it could have been. I wonder if that's going to be an adjustment that Coach Campbell Ness makes coming out of the break. Maybe put someone who is physically stronger on him. And although Tristan McGann, for example, might only be 5'8", he might be one of, if not the most physically strong player on the floor, could help with boxing out an athlete like Imhoff.
No doubt about it. And as I mentioned, you would like to see them try to get Tristan McGann going from 3. He hit 6 threes in Bonanza's semifinal win over Lost River, finished with 21 points. He's only got 4 so far today. Look at these two programs. Trinity Lutheran won the 1A Mountain Valley League championship last season. Bonanza played in the Mountain Valley League title game in 2023. They lost to Rogue Valley Adventist Academy. Both of these schools moved up from 1A to 2A this season. For Bonanza, it's a return to the 2A classification after 2 years down in 1A. For Trinity Lutheran, which opened in 2006, it's their first time ever playing 2A.
You know, I was looking at their school getting ready for the broadcast today. They only have a few athletic sports: boys and girls basketball, volleyball. They've got the running sports, cross country, track and field. that's pretty much the end of the list. No football team, no baseball, no softball, no wrestling. They have volleyball as well, but a small school, and for the amount of athletes they have, I was sort of shocked that they moved up to 2A with Lost River and Bonanza. But I mean, the level of competition has not shaken this group.
Yeah, they finished third at the 1A state tournament last year. Now in their first season in 2A, it certainly doesn't look like they'll have too much trouble punching their ticket to Pendleton. It should be a tough out once they get there. Same, of course, can be said for Bonanza. The style that this team plays makes them very hard to defend unless you have similar caliber athletes.
The Saints certainly do. I mean, Emhoff is just the start of the list. I've been very impressed by Cooper Garris. He might not have a ton of points or rebounds, but he is certainly affecting the ball with his height. And then the other guy is Lane Slaughter, a freshman. Again, he's 6'5", but he has been good. He's had a couple of real flashy plays for Trinity Lutheran as well. He's a starter. He's not a starter, but he comes off the bench. He's been impressive too.
Yeah, 6'5" freshman. I don't know how much growing he has left to do, but he figures to be a problem in the next few years.
Yeah, he had to exit somewhere in the second quarter, had a bloody nose, but if they get that short up, he'll be back out on the floor. He'll make a difference in the second half, unless the Antlers can find a way to, neuter the offense a little bit for Trinity Lutheran.
Interesting, you see there on the screen, Bonanza back out warming up, and they have been for a few minutes now. Trinity Lutheran only just now getting back from the locker room.
Well, the things Bonanza needs to adjust, in my opinion, of course, I'm no coach of the year like Campbell Ness, but in my opinion, it's just about trying to box out a little bit better. They're running the offense, I think, very, very well to this point. They've got a lot of open looks. They're skipping the pass around to the open players. I think it's just about boxing out, team meeting over, let's go win one. That would be my speech in the halftime locker room.
We'll see if they can make those adjustments in the second half, just a couple minutes away here on mybasin.com.
Parent of a high school athlete, I've given up trying to get pictures of my kid playing sports. It's nearly impossible to take pictures and enjoy the game. There is a solution, though. God's Gifts Photography attends high school sporting events in the Basin to take individual and team action photos at a great price. Search God's Gifts 2 on Facebook to learn more. They'll come and capture your athlete in action, creating those frameable lifelong memories so you can watch and just enjoy the moment. Call 541-281-2206 to get your athlete on their schedule. God's Gifts Photography.
Threads. There are many threads that run through our region. There are churches and schools and Little League teams that bring us together and bind us into communities. There are roads and cars. There are houses and jobs and businesses, all woven together to make the fabric of our communities. There are financial threads that are part of that tapestry as well. For over 80 years, it's been our pleasure to be headquartered here, providing financial services to generations of our friends and neighbors. From that first savings account to retirement planning and all of the cars and houses and groceries in between, we keep your money local, investing it back into our communities, adding more threads to the fabric to make our communities stronger. Pacific Crest Federal Credit Union. Find your path.
At mybasin.com, we bring you the power of local radio,
The pace and reach of social media,
the information of 24-hour news,
and the excitement of local sports.
We do this with a team of radio professionals that is second to none.
Klamath Falls is a community that we love and a place that we are proud to call home.
Klamath Falls deserves a media group that is as committed to you as you are to Klamath Falls.
mybasin.com is your go-to place for news,
sports, events, and everything going on at home in Klamath Falls.
Bonanza with the ball to start the second half, and Dominic Lamboy drives in for two. Pass off target, intercepted. Here comes Garrett Gallagher. He sends it to Gonzalez for a three that pops out. Renzetti corrals the rebound. Another chance for the Antlers. Lamboy for three now. That one's no good. Last touched by the Saints before going out, so Bonanza will get another shot, chance to be determined if they end up taking a shot. Lamboy to Renzetti. Renzetti into the paint, turns, misses. Imhoff the board. Here comes Imhoff. Sends that one to Gilbert. Bubba's Gilbert. Imhoff having to one-hand that one. Gets it inside to Carroll, who misses. Gallagher to Gonzalez. Moving in and missing the layup. Both teams missing some good looks here in the opening minutes of the third quarter. Here's Imhoff. Swung around to Chase Nichols, to a cutting Jimmy Gilbert, and that one gets in. Tristan McGann. Gallagher. Gallagher drives, loses it. It'll stay with the Antlers. Chase Nichols was the last one to touch it. Gallagher into Gonzalez. He feeds McGann. McGann turns, drives, gives it to Renzetti. Now Lamboy.
It's a party in the USA.
Somebody accidentally pressed play on the...
I wonder if we're going to get those 2 seconds back on the shot clock. Let's see. Nope.
9 on the shot clock. McGann in the corner, Lamboy. They've got to shoot. Gallagher drives, puts it up off the side of the backboard. Carroll across court to Gilbert. Flips it to Imhoff, who misses the turnaround. This is Gallagher. Up to McGann. Pulls a three. No good. 5 minutes even on the clock here in the third quarter. Still a 6-point lead for Trinity Lutheran. There's Chase Nichols. Gilbert tipped out of bounds. It'll stay with the Saints. Gilbert to Nichols. In the corner, Imhoff, a three off the rim. Rebound, putback won't go for Bubba Gilbert, and the Antlers come away with it. Gallagher in trouble. Tries to send it back out to Lamboy, but it ends up out of bounds.
That's a turnover there for Bonanza. One thing we didn't touch on during halftime is the turnover numbers for both of these teams, and frankly, they've both taken good care of the basketball. Trinity Lutheran's only turned the ball over 4 times. That last one was the 6th for Bonanza.
Bubba Gilbert to Jimmy Gilbert, and he gets it back from him. Now back to Jimmy for a corner three. Pops out. Putback won't fall for Carroll. Gonzalez. Cross court to Lamboy. His three is no good. Underneath, Colby Medeiros gets the putback.
Boards on both ends there for Colby. 5 total rebounds for the game for the sophomore.
With a lane and one, Chase Nichols. It's on Gallagher. That's his third. Jackson Carroll subbing out for Lane Slaughter for Trinity Lutheran. As it looks like Isaac Noble will check back in for Dominic Lamboy. Nichols completes the and one and pushes the Saints lead back out to 7. Gallagher threads one to McGann. He finds Noble in the corner. Now Gonzalez pulls a 3 and connects.
Beautiful ball movement. Noble making that extra pass out of the corner to Gonzalez for the triple. Nicely done.
Here's Nichols. Dishes to Jimmy Gilbert. His 3 won't fall. Foul on the rebound. It is against the Antlers. It's the first foul on Victor Gonzalez, second on the Antlers. Lofted into Jimmy Gilbert. Now Nichols in the corner, misses the 3. Renzetti fights for the rebound. He's in some trouble on the baseline, able to dribble out of it. 3 minutes left in the third. Here's McGann. Pass was nearly intercepted. It came back to him. He drives, sends it back to Noble. Shot misses. Tipped in.
What a tip in by Medeiros. Right place at the right time again. Nice job.
Imhoff fires to Nichols for a corner 3. That one won't go. Medeiros gets the rebound. Renzetti looking to drive. Turns, sends it to Noble. Now Medeiros. Taking his time, now drives. Medeiros on Imhoff. Hook shot won't fall. Comes right back to him. He sends it out to Renzetti for a 3. No! Imhoff the rebound. Gilbert. Chase Nichols. Bubba Gilbert. Back over to Nichols. Skips it to Imhoff. Gets it back. Drives. Blocked by Renzetti, but a foul is called.
Late foul called against Alex. Another situation where he gets all ball with his hands, but he makes contact with the body, resulting in the foul.
That's his third foul. Chase Nichols makes the first free throw. Two for 2 goes Nichols, and with 1:40 left in the third, it's a 4-point lead for Trinity Lutheran. Renzetti into the paint, turns, travels.
Took just a half second too long to get the shot up. Dragged his foot. There's the travel.
Almost mishandled. They get it to Bubba Gilbert. Gilbert drive. Austin Imhoff whips it underneath to Andrew, and it's an and one. This is the first time we've seen the younger Imhoff brother today. And he just makes an incredible pass and a massive bucket for Trinity Lutheran, even more so because that gets Renzetti his 4th foul. Free throw goes in, and it's back to a 7-point lead for Trinity Lutheran. Medeiros. Gallagher with Andrew Imhoff on him. Oh, mistimed the pass, and it's a turnover. One minute even on the third quarter clock. Here's Jimmy Gilbert. Gilbert comes to Chase Nichols. Imhoff turnaround. Not much they can do about that. Gonzalez for three. Air ball. Andrew Imhoff ahead to Chase Nichols. Nichols drives up and under. Won't go, but he's fouled.
Foul is on Antlers number 2, Garrett Gallagher. That's his 4th personal foul, 15.
That's the 4th foul on Garrett Gallagher.
Two guys who they've been using most of the game to guard Imhoff. Coach Ness might be forced into making a change on that respect.
Nichols rattles in the first free throw.
Gallagher goes out.
Nichols approached a triple-double when these teams met 5 days ago. 16 points, 7 rebounds, 8 assists. He's up to 12 points now. McGann. Bad pass, out of bounds. Off of Trinity Lutheran. Cooper Garris checks back in for the Saints, replacing Austin Imhoff. 19 seconds left in the third. Lamboy inbound to McGann. He's bumped. Ball goes out of bounds. It will stay with the Antlers. They get it to Noble. 15 seconds. McGann. McGann has it poked away from him. Turned over. Rifled down to Andrew Imhoff, and he throws it down. An emphatic end to the third quarter for Trinity Lutheran. They lead by 13 headed into the fourth. Matt Bowling here alongside Josh Eldridge. This is the East Cascades Conference Championship on mybasin.com.
Basin.com, we bring you the power of local radio,
The pace and reach of social media,
The information of 24-hour news,
and the excitement of local sports.
We do this with a team of radio professionals that is second to none.
Klamath Falls is a community that we love and a place that we are proud to call home.
Klamath Falls deserves a media group that is as committed to you as you are to Klamath Falls.
mybasin.com is your go-to place for news,
sports, events, and everything going on at home in Klamath Falls.
Bonanza cut Trinity Lutheran's lead to 38-36 with about 2:45 remaining in the third quarter. The Saints responded with an 11-0 run, punctuated by that emphatic dunk from Andrew Imhoff. The East Cascades Conference Player of the Year is up to 21 points, and his team is up 49-36. Nichols for three. Rattles out. Underneath, Austin Imhoff won't go. Comes back to him. He finds Andrew. And
timeout.
Looks like the Saints called a timeout before that could get any more chaotic. We'll go ahead and keep it here since we just came out of a commercial. It's a lot like the end of the first quarter, Josh.
Yeah.
Saints went on an 11-0 run to close that one as well. But this is the largest deficit of the game so far for Bonanza. Haven't been able to get their offense going like they usually do, and that tracks with what we've seen in the previous matchups between these two teams.
Well, so much of Bonanza's offense relies on playing fast, getting out in transition. We've said the way that the Antlers win games is by turning it into a track meet. They played slow today. And they've scored points, but they've played slower than we usually see them. And they looked comfortable at first, but when they fall behind, they're very uncomfortable.
Foul on the inbound. Bonanza's 2 lowest scoring outputs of the year have come against Trinity Lutheran. In a 67-51 loss, as there's Andrew Imhoff underneath.
He gave the bench a little shrug after that bucket. What can they do? The Antlers don't have an answer yet.
Bonanza looking for an answer. This is Dominic Lamboy. McGann for 3. Pops out. Away with it comes Bubba Gilbert. He's guarded by Noble. Jimmy Gilbert in the corner. Nichols on the block. Imhoff spins, misses. Austin Imhoff chases down the rebound. He puts up a floater that won't fall. And the rebound comes to Tristan McGann. McGann in transition. McGann loses the ball. And a foul called as he and Bubba Gilbert were battling for it. It's on Isaac Noble. That's his first. Andrew Imhoff to Jimmy Gilbert. Saints no longer in any hurry. Gilbert's going to flip it up. Off the glass, Gonzalez gets it. Gonzalez to a streaking Medeiros, fouled. 6:16 left in the fourth quarter. Colby Medeiros will try to chip away at this lead. He's got 6 points so far. Misses the first one. Medeiros, a sophomore, was starting quarterback for the Bonanza football team this fall. And that's one thing that I think really contributes to the physicality and athleticism of this Bonanza team. All but 2 guys on the roster played football. Medeiros gets bumped again in transition. Those 2 outliers are Garrett Gallagher and Alex Renzetti. Noble underneath. Shot won't fall. Almost intercepted by Medeiros. It comes right to Austin Imhoff, and he's fouled. Chance for Austin Imhoff to get his first points here at the free throw line. And he does. Two for 2. 16-point lead for the Saints, under 6 minutes to go. Gonzalez feeds McGann, and from the corner, the 3 rattles out. Nichols to Andrew Imhoff. Bubba Gilbert. Jimmy Gilbert. In the paint, Austin Imhoff turns, misses. Medeiros. Gonzalez, space for a 3. It's good.
Gonna need a few more of those. Down 13 with 5 to go.
Andrew Imhoff to a streaking Chase Nichols for the layup. Gonzalez hands it to McGann. McGann trying to create space. Flips it to Lamboy. Lamboy will drive, pull up, gets swatted by Austin Imhoff. Skip ahead to Nichols. He misses the layup. Gilbert is fouled on the follow. Jimmy Gilbert with 8 points so far. And before he takes his free throws, Trinity Lutheran will call a timeout. They lead 55-40 with 4:41 to go in the East Cascades Conference Championship game here on mybasin.com.
Drive play an important part of our everyday. Whether we're going to work, dropping off the kids at school, or maybe even on that first date. Vehicles we drive play an important role in all of that. And that's why at Klamath Falls Subaru, we are so passionate about getting you the long-lasting vehicle that you will love. When you come to our store, you'll find that every department is dedicated to caring for our customers, which is why I can proudly send anyone here knowing that they will be treated like family. Stop by and say hi. When you come to Klamath Falls Subaru, you're coming home.
2 free throws coming for Jimmy Gilbert out of this timeout as his Trinity Lutheran Saints are closing in on back-to-back conference championships. They won the 1A Mountain Valley League last year. Now just 4 minutes and 40 seconds away from winning the East Cascades Conference in its inaugural season.
.440 left. Still plenty of time for the Antlers to try to inch their way back into this game. Now 16 points, could be 17 in a minute, but if they're able to start hitting some of these threes, which just have not fallen, they will get right back in this game.
Gilbert goes 2 for 2. Lamboy, corner 3, Gonzalez, air ball. Garris gets the board. Here's Bubba's Gilbert. This is Garris. Gilbert, free throw line jumper won't fall. Chase Nichols fouled going after the rebound.
Well, Garrett Gallagher fouled out and very clearly had a few choice words on his way to the bench. He got a look from all 3 officials on his way back. He's done for the day.
Nichols misses the first free throw. Oh for 2, Gonzalez gets the board. Up top, Medeiros a 3. That one's no good. Andrew Imhoff comes in for the board. Imhoff cross court to Bubba's Gilbert. He goes to Jimmy Gilbert. Imhoff for 3. No. Underneath, Nichols. Fade away, misses. Andrew Imhoff the rebound. Imhoff through 2 defenders.
He loves that right block. You watch him on offense, he just sinks in there and waits for the ball to come to him. And when it does, he doesn't miss.
Renzetti finds Medeiros. Medeiros has to regather, and he is fouled by Imhoff. It's the second foul on Andrew Imhoff. And Medeiros misses the first free throw. We got a timeout called by Bonanza. They're down 59-40 with 3:19 to go in the fourth here on mybasin.com.
Introducing Smith Bates Marcom Solutions, your trusted partner in marketing and communication. We specialize in crafting compelling campaigns, eye-catching graphics, and impactful branding materials.
Smith Bates is like working with dependable friends. They always help us build our professional image.
Through the innovative strategies that the team at Smith Bates suggested, we've been able to give the brand at Calor the boost that it desperately needed.
Unlock your potential with Smith Bates, Marcom Solutions.
One more free throw for Colby Medeiros. As Trinity Lutheran has really taken control of this one. It was a 2-point game late in the third quarter. Saints went on an 11-0 run to close the period.
Pretty much turned into a 21-2 run in the process.
You're right, Josh. Here's Gonzalez. In the corner, Medeiros. Gonzalez takes the handoff from McGann. Tries to pump fake. Kicks it back to Medeiros for a three. That one rolls out. Three's just not falling for Bonanza. Andrew Imhoff goes down on the drive. Nichols recovers the ball. Chimmy Gilbert a drive. Chimmy Gilbert can't finish. Renzetti fires down to McGann in the corner. Back to Renzetti up top. Drives. Gives it to Medeiros. Long two won't go. Nichols in transition flips it over for a long two that would not fall from Garris. And Bonanza gets it back as both teams making some subs.
I mean, there is a lid on the rim right now for Bonanza. They have an open look after open look, and they just cannot get one through the net. It's got to be so frustrating.
They turn it over, almost get it back. Tristan McGann, down low, Gonzalez nearly slipped. Renzetti pulls up, gets it to fall. A minute 41. Maybe too little too late for Bonanza. Andrew Imhoff on the other end. McGann. Gonzalez. McGann for three.
Pretty obvious goaltending goes uncalled. We got a whistle and then a timeout called. Yikes.
Not that it would have made much of a difference,
that was
but
pretty
yeah,
obvious.
that just about sums up how the day has gone for Bonanza.
Yeah.
Just about a minute left in this one. We'll take a quick break here on mybasin.com.
Basin.com, we bring you the power of local radio,
The pace and reach of social media,
The information of 24-hour news,
and the excitement of local sports.
We do this with a team of radio professionals that is second to none.
Klamath Falls is a community that we love and a place that we are proud to call home.
Klamath Falls deserves a media group that is as committed to you as you are to Klamath Falls.
mybasin.com is your go-to place for news,
sports, events, and everything going on at home in Klamath Falls.
Trinity Lutheran with the ball out of the timeout. They can more or less just dribble things out. There's a minute 2 left. Here's Chimmy Gilbert looking for James Newton, and it's taken away by Isaac Noble. Lamboy falls down and turns it over. Gilbert. Jimmy Gilbert sends it to Rhett Lewis. He pulls up and misses. Bench is now more or less empty for Trinity Lutheran. Floater drops for Dominic Lamboy. Here's James Newton moving in and scoring.
Wow, that was a flashy move. Probably the last one we'll see of the game.
The senior gets his name in the scorebook as Bonanza turns it over with 1 second left. They inbound, and that will do it. Well, the clock didn't start, but there we go. Trinity Lutheran wins back-to-back league championships, going from 1A to 2A. The Saints run away with this one late. And we will have your individual scores after this break here on mybasin.com.
Parent of a high school athlete, I've given up trying to get pictures of my kid playing sports. It's nearly impossible to take pictures and enjoy the game. There is a solution, though. God's Gifts Photography attends high school sporting events in the Basin to take individual and team action photos at a great price. Search God's Gifts 2 on Facebook to learn more. They'll come and capture your athlete in action, creating those frameable lifelong memories so you can watch and just enjoy the moment. Call 541-281-2206 to get your athlete on their schedule. God's Gifts Photography.
Threads. There are many threads that run through our region. There are churches and schools and Little League teams that bring us together and bind us into communities. There are roads and cars, there are houses and jobs and businesses, all woven together to make the fabric of our communities. There are financial threads that are part of that tapestry as well. For over 80 years, it's been our pleasure to be headquartered here, providing financial services to generations of our friends and neighbors. From that first savings account, to retirement planning, and all of the cars and houses and groceries in between, we keep your money local, investing it back into our communities, adding more threads to the fabric to make our communities stronger. Pacific Crest Federal Credit Union. Find your path.
At mybasin.com, we bring you the power of local radio,
The pace and reach of social media,
The information of 24-hour news,
and the excitement of local sports.
We do this with a team of radio professionals that is second to none.
Klamath Falls is a community that we love and a place that we are proud to call home.
Klamath Falls deserves a media group that is as committed to you as you are to Klamath Falls.
mybasin.com is your go-to place for news,
sports, events, and everything going on at home in Klamath Falls.
Trinity Lutheran wins the first East Cascades Conference Championship with a 63-44 win here at Bonanza. The Saints led 38-36 with 2:45 to go in the third quarter. From that point, they outscored the Antlers 25-8.
Man. Yeah, it certainly felt like the life had been sucked out of this gym at about halfway through that run, and then it kept going. And, yeah, certainly not the way you want this conference tournament to end for Bonanza, but what a way for Trinity Lutheran to come on out and make a statement in the conference championship.
As I said, this was a top 10 matchup in the 2A classification. Based on the rankings, Trinity Lutheran came into this game ranked number 4, Bonanza number 7. So the Saints get a guaranteed home game in the 2A playoffs. Bonanza on the bubble for a home game, depending on how things shake out in the other leagues. We'll go through your individual scorers. For Trinity Lutheran, it was the League Player of the Year, Andrew Imhoff, with a game-high 27 points. Chase Nichols had 14. Jimmy Gilbert had 10. Jackson Carroll had 4. Austin Imhoff, Lane Slaughter, Cooper Garris, and James Newton all had 2. For Bonanza, Victor Gonzalez with 15. Garrett Gallagher and Colby Medeiros with 7 each. Dominic Lamboy with 9. Then Garrett Gallagher and Colby Medeiros with 7 each. Tristan McGann with 4 and Alex Renzetti with 2. I think if you're Bonanza, you just kind of got to shake this one off, get ready for your playoff game. I mean, I think we should expect to see both of these teams at the state tournament in Pendleton, and they're both going to be tough outs. This was a tight game for much of the way, but Bonanza, for whatever reason, just kind of ran out of gas there in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, they will more than likely be headed on the road for their playoff game. You know, you talked about their ranking and where Bonanza is right now. They're 7. There are 2 other second-place teams that are ranked ahead of them in the other conferences. Regis finished 2nd in the Tri-River Conference. They're number 5. And then Enterprise finished 2nd in the Blue Mountain Valley Conference. They're number 6. So those 2 teams that are right ahead of Bonanza will get those last 2 home playoff games, we think. And then Bonanza will be headed on the road. So it'll be a challenge for them. I think you're right, though. I think this team has proven that they can beat anybody, maybe except for Trinity Lutheran. It's the team that's had their number. I mean, and there's some good height, some good athletes on this team. But Bonanza knows themselves, and they know themselves better than anybody. I think you're right. I think they'll be there in the end based off of everything we've seen all season long from them.
That about does it for us here in Bonanza. We will give you we'll get you some updates through mybasin.com as far as where these teams end up going for their playoff seeding. We know that Bonanza boys and girls are both going to the playoffs. Lost River boys and girls are out. Still 4A teams, still with a few games left in their regular season. We know we've got Henley with a back-to-back on Monday and Tuesday. After that, though, the 4A rankings freeze. I believe that Wednesday. I don't have it in front of me, but I believe that the playoffs start next weekend for the 4A classification. So an exciting time of year for Basin basketball. Be sure to keep following along on mybasin.com to get scores, recaps, lots of other stuff. And keep an eye as well on our Facebook pages, 960 Sports and mybasin.com for details on our upcoming broadcasts. So, again, for my partner Josh Eldridge, I'm Matt Bowling, wishing you a great rest of your evening. You've been watching the East Cascades Conference Championship games on MyBasin.